Hello and welcome to the ADLR Podcast, episode 123, I think it is. New episode of the new year. We got Soul, Wonder Woman, 1984, and Love and Monsters, Cyberpunk talk. Kelsey went through Valhalla just like I did. We hear his thoughts on that. And Randall went to work on some fucking movies. Oh, cursing in the first 5 minutes. No ad money, bye.
To come back and I'm talking about this?
No.
Oh.
No, we're good. Now it's just us being intimate. Hello. How are y'all? Y'all doing good? How'd you guys have a good new year here?
I'm talking to Chad.
Wasn't as good as our previous New Year's.
Those are facts because I mean we get sloshed, you know. Like those are like we're not trying to see the new year, you know?
Yeah.
Anywho. Yeah, I mean we're back from the break. We had a good 2-week hiatus. We put up our controversial top 10 lists. This year we're going to fight each other for the top 10. So get ready for that.
Oh yeah.
I should have done it last year so then I could fight for Ori, but here we are.
I don't think it would have won anyway.
Not won, I just won it on the top 10.
I think since you're the only one that played it, it probably would have gotten eliminated.
Like immediately first, hey, we need to get rid of Ori from this list. I'd cry on stream. Anywho. Oh, he was pondering for a sec. I did the intro stuff. Oh, that reminds me, I do need to set up the extra life for this year. So don't go to the link that I've always been advertised. I have to set up the new extra life for this year because it ends yearly. So I'll get that set up for next week episode. I knew I forgot to do something.
You could have said annually.
Annually, yeah. What's up?
Are you on Discord?
Yes, this is how we're having this phone call.
Check your Discord.
Give me a sec. What's up?
You can probably put that in the left corner.
In the left, you want me to put that in the left corner?
Or you can put it in the background.
There's no room for the background. We want to be able to see anything.
Yeah, I mean, either or, it doesn't matter.
Here, I can do that live as we're doing this, Randall. Jesus. How do I open?
Because I originally was going to do something since it was a new year, but I never got around to it, so I was...
Oh, no, you're going to have to give me the original, Randall. Look what the compression did to it.
What do you mean?
Because you put it on here, and I can't download it unless it's from their servers, and they compress JPEGs. Look. You don't see it? Look at that compression. You saw it, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you're gonna have to give it to me raw, if you will.
He whiffs the screen.
Ooh.
Do you have the file you can send or no? You have to leave, right? Yeah, no, we'll do it for next episode. We'll put it on there instead of this. We'll replace it.
What are you putting on next episode?
Unless you have the file there that you can send me. Okay, well, while you're doing that, I got a show to go. Yeah, I got a show to do here.
Take me like 2 seconds.
Okay, well, he's doing that. Then I'll continue with
the
Oh,
he's not done. He fucking lied.
Yeah, I mean, he lies to me all the time. He's like, I'm not gonna make you come, and I'm immediately coming. This is gonna be a bad episode. I can already tell. This is gonna be a shit show. I'm out of the loop. It's been 2-3 weeks. I've been gaming for three weeks now. I guess we could start with that since me and Kelsey have been playing through it. Oh, there's my boo in the chat. What's up, Janina? My first week on the vacation, I went through and played Valhalla like a madman.
Yeah.
Like I was collecting everything. I got to the point where I hit the mastery levels, where I did all the side stuff, so they gave me too much XP. So I maxed my skill tree, and then I got mastery points. And I'm like,
I mean, you got melee damage points.
Yeah, that's true. Brian saw my build on my mastery. I just put it on the melee attack, the melee damage.
Yep.
I was gonna ask you. Did you said you finished Asgard and Jotunheim as well?
Yeah, I finished
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
The only thing I have left now, I think, is the collection stuff. Because I talked to the poor fellow, whatever.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
I'm gonna
about.
be honest, I'm really disappointed in it. Like
I
in
was
that
really
last
pissed
little
off
bit.
because before I went to go do that, I cleared all of the order, and I'm like, let's go, last person. I'm here to
Mhm.
fuck them up, and then it ends that way, and I'm like, I've been asking people questions for like 100 hours. Why can I ask him a question? You know. So I'm
Like
like, okay, I guess it works narratively on why, but I'm like, I still wanted to destroy you.
the the thing that I can't stand. Um, Skippy says Anthony been axing people questions. Yo, been axing.
Accent.
Yeah.
I hope you understand that's a play on words because I use my axe in Valhalla. So
The thing that pisses me off is that like right before that, you have this major loss
yeah,
because of this person, and then it's like, hey, so
we're cool now.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Have a good one. No, like
No,
in the face, you know.
I had friends who died because of you. I want to chop you up and throw you in 7 different rivers, okay?
Like if nothing else, he could have at least just like walked away or left something, you know. And then he leaves that dude just to be sacrificed, basically.
Yeah.
You know, and you try and tell him, you try and be like, no, dude, he literally has just thrown you to the wolves for no reason. And then you like you find out what happens afterwards. You're like, it literally was for no reason.
I don't. The one thing that still like pisses me off is you didn't have the option. Like I understand if you had the option of okay, let this happen the way it happened, or go to town on him, you know. And maybe that has some sort of repercussions later. But then you give him the option. It's like, oh, you got to be okay with this, and then move on. And
Yeah.
it's like, no. I play like so many hours of this, and you give me dialogue option after dialogue option. This time I just have to eat it. Like that's, I didn't
Yeah,
care for that.
I was really upset with that part. But it could because again, yeah, I just blew through the order, you know, and was like, okay, I have this dude left, and usually it's like some high-ranking official, and I didn't have anything else except for this one section, and so I'm going, okay, I'm pretty sure I know who the
Yes.
the lead of the head of the order is, and then they were like, hey, there you go.
Well, you can know who everyone is if you turn up the brightness.
Yeah.
I accidentally like went into it. And I'm like, that looks like, oh, that is him. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh well, I. They don't even bother to try to hide him. They just show the player model and they like sort of darken it. You up the brightness, you can see the player model and be like, oh, I can just go hunt for this person. As soon as you find out where, if the clue gives you, hey, they're in this town, just walk around that town and look for that player model, and then you're good.
The other thing I didn't like was that a lot of the like high-ranking officials, you just found them and just slaughtered them. It wasn't like, oh, they play a major part in the story, you know, and that they're just some random dude on the fucking bench, you know.
It was busy work. The freaking zealots were more of a challenge than the higher ranking ones because you just walk up and go.
Dude, I told you
leave.
there was one that I killed that was like he wasn't like he was like not a zealot, but the one right above it.
Yeah.
I raided a camp and there was some dude who was sleeping on a bench and I assassinated him. And then it goes the order thing pops up and goes, so and so is dead. What do you mean so and so? It's like I didn't even know that guy was part of the order. I randomly killed some guy in a camp, you know, so that I could loot the camp. And he turned out to be part of the order.
That happened to Brian, and he told me that story, and I'm like, that can't fucking happen. While he's watching me play, it happened to me. I swung, and then it killed a guy. I'm like, oh no! Because you know, it usually says, oh, if you kill civilians, it'll be synchronized.
Yeah.
It didn't say that, and I saw the icon where it's like confirm kill. I'm like, oh wait, what the fuck? That's supposed to kill him.
Yes! Like, I couldn't believe that. I was like, are you serious? Like the order in this game was
it's not like Odyssey's people chasing you. Like those people, those fuckers will fuck you up.
Like at least those zealots were a lot of fun. And then in the previous games, like in the originals, like Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2, the high-ranking officials of the order were like people you had to hunt down. Like they were like surrounded by people. They were they were like an actual boss fight for several of them.
You don't
And,
walk up to them, hit RB to
yeah.
assassinate, and it was over. Like, it would be a fight. Even if you got behind them, it would just do a lot of damage. It wouldn't just one-shot them.
Yeah. But the order in this one, I feel like a lot of things in this one were just kind of a joke.
A lot of it's busy work.
Yeah.
That's what kind of like hooked me. I'm like, oh, these are easy. This is easy, busy work to just destroy my break. Just turn my mind off and just get shit completed, and that's it. And that's what it was. I completed area after area, and then got stupid powerful. Where I was just like two-shotting almost everything, and that was fun.
Urine.
Okay, gotta go urine. We'll come back, I guess, to that. What am I doing? Bam.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, like, I enjoyed the game. I feel like they were trying to do something new with the tree that they, were expanding on with Odyssey.
Uh-huh.
But I really don't like the way that they do it. I don't like the whole power level thing that they do, because it's not based on your equipment. It's based on just how many points you shove into your tree.
Yeah. For the most part, the only thing that matters for the gear in the game is if you put like the way of the bear or the way of the raven, like those stats increase that gear. But on the way to those, you get like +6 melee and stuff that doesn't matter what you wear. Maybe on a like harder difficulty, but I was playing on easy, so none of those stats really mattered.
It didn't make a difference. It was like the game on hard was a fucking joke.
Yeah, I figured that was gonna be it, because after a while,
I can only imagine it was even easier on any other difficulty. I mean, it was a joke. Did you get the spear Gungnir? Is that whatever Odin's spear is called?
I did not. Where do you find that?
So when you go to when Sigurd is like, we have to go through the storm when you go back to Norway.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's where you find the apple of Eden.
Yeah.
I noticed like a blue light off to the left as you walk in, and he starts chanting words to open the door.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't go to it when I had the chance, so I came back, and it's Odin's spear just shoved into the wall. And I'm pretty sure if you were to like actually explore in the beginning, as long as it's not an inaccessible area where it like desynchronizes you if you go up there, you could probably get like one of the best weapons in the game from the very start.
I mean, I'm curious to just start a new save and see if I can do that.
That's what I was gonna do too. I just haven't had time to do it. But yeah. So the spear itself is like it looks like a normal spear, but then it glows just like it does, when he's like using his spear.
Mm-hmm.
And it had the tagline is it has extra reach. It has like a force field that allows it to have extra reach.
Oh, so you can be hitting people. You can play the neutral game and they're not gonna even get close. That would be good for zealots.
Yeah.
What is it? Whatever this is, send me a link, because I didn't beat the game.
Oh, so I guess Brian will definitely benefit Brian to go look for it.
Yeah.
It's in Norway, Brian, but far north. You'll see like a divot where like there's like a lake going into it, and that's the entrance to where Sigurd will take you later on. Spoilers. And he's saying on the left-hand side, once you enter that place, it should be something like, is it apparent? Like I didn't even see it when I was walking.
You like it. It was, I mean, if you just rotate the camera at all, like as long as you're not just following him, if you just like rotate and look, there's like a little crack in the wall, and you can kind of like slip through, you shimmy through it. And there's like this blue light, and there's something weird in there. And I was like, I want to know what the hell that is. And so as soon as the whole thing finished with its big cutscene and whatever, I was like, I'm going back there.
Then there you go.
Well, I want to do that. I want to loot.
Is it max? I'm assuming it's max rarity, but is it max upgraded too?
It's not upgraded all the way. It's off by like 2 or 3, I think.
Gotcha.
But it is max rarity, so that it's at the
gold.
Yeah. But I mean, like it'd be having any sort of weapon that's already up there, especially if you're early on in the game, is super nice.
You're gonna decimate everything.
Its attacks are pretty neat. It's like you stab 3 or 4 times, and then you do like a swinging arc in front of you, and it actually like will hit anything that's in the arc. It has quite a bit of range to it too.
There you go, Brian. You can zone them with a melee weapon.
Let me know where. Yeah, you're.
Okay. I mean, you can pull up the map and I can point to it, Brian. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to navigate maps.
Oh, that's also true. Unfortunately.
The zealots. So once I got the dog or the wolf. What did you name your wolf?
Mouse.
Mouse. Mine was Chewy.
Oh, okay. Chewy was good. Mouse, Chewy was good. The third one, I'm like, that's not even a word. Like,
there was like Wogadolf or something.
Yeah,
and you're
that's what I would pick.
I'm not sure what that is, but no.
I'm not picking that. I think it was Chewy, Mouse, and then something that I'm like, I cannot pronounce. I'm like, I'm not picking that.
Between dog and wolf or something, I think.
Yeah. So once you get the upgraded version, you don't even have to get the upgraded version of that ability, but like you go up to the zealot, and if you have at least four
Adrenaline.
Yeah, you shoot him, shoot him in his weak spots, do the stun attack, and then you just keep summoning the wolf on him, and then you run up and stomp. Summon the wolf, run up and stomp. Summon the wolf, run up and stomp. And then they're dead. And you're like, oh, okay, like I needed 350 to kill this guy, and I'm at 120, and he just died.
Yeah.
Is the zealots the three ladies?
No, the zealots are the people from the order.
The Templars?
Basically the Templars that are roaming the map, and you see like an icon.
All I had, I fought one already, Kelsey. All I had was what they told me was gear and the ability where you command grab them when you get on them.
Uh-huh.
And through zoning, a lot of salt and perseverance, I got them.
For me, the zealots were like really rough because I was just melee only, and I could not aim if my life depended on me. Once I got the dodge and slow down time,
The slow? Oh, yeah.
the game went from easy to I can play blindfolded.
You hear them, because they tell you, they're like, I'm going to hit you. And then,
Yeah.
come in. It's like, okay, press. Okay, attack.
Dodge out of there like a boxer, and then I just unload a combo on him, back to neutral, and I'm like, come at me, boy. And then he'll try to hit me. There is one. You said you did all the mysteries already, right?
I haven't done all the mysteries. I haven't done like a lot of the collection stuff.
Okay.
I was spending so much time trying to like get everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm okay. I have max gear. I don't care about any of this stuff anymore. I just want to finish the game and see what's going on. I can't stand collecting the tattoos. It wasn't fun in 3. It wasn't fun in Black Flag. I don't know why they kept this shit.
By 27 billion miles, that's the worst thing in this game.
Like,
I hate it.
Because the thing is like it's fine when you get one that you can kind of cheat and like you start it and then you run off to an angle and you grab it, early. But then the ones that are like, oh, you need to follow this path. First of all, they don't ever follow the path like you want them to. You're having to like hold space and or whatever the button is to like do the jumps and whatever. And sometimes they'll like fall climbing up because it doesn't. You're like holding forward the whole time, and it's really hard to tell when they're actually moving quickly or not. So you're like pressing the button to run or not, and then you like press it and realize that you're not actually running, and then you press it again to start running, and then but it doesn't look like they're moving any faster, so you hit it again, and then you're not running, and then it's getting farther away. But then you're jumping over the friggin' obstacles, and then because it's directional based, if you just hold forward and you don't have to jump, most of the time it'll do what it's supposed to do. But then when you have to jump, it'll like veer off this way, and your character's just like yeet. Just
and then the anger in me it reaches new heights. The thing that oh my, I'm already getting tight thinking about it. What's the problem? There's so much wow. There's so many problems with that fucking collection.
He just went through him.
That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. One, you have a particle effect of leaves, right?
Yeah. Which you can't see. You
can't see it, and it disappears after like this far away from the fucking note. If I accidentally jump off, I would like to be like, fuck, go back and see the trail of leaves so I can continue following it. Also, why does it just disappear when it's done with the track?
Well, that I sort of understand. It sits around for a few seconds, but it has to, if you lose it, like lose it, then if you don't know where it is and it just sits there, you're just like, okay, but what they could do is, I don't know, update the map location, or like let it sit there longer so that you can, if you know where it is, you have time to get up to it. Because there were a couple of times that I fell down and I'm like, and I'm just like watching it, waiting for it to end. And I go, okay, it's right there. Let me climb up this massive fucking statue. And then now it's reset. Okay, that's cool. That's nice.
Kelsey, you know the meme on TF2 for the youngins who haven't played TF2? That's Team Fortress 2, where you're probably like, I don't know, a demo or soldier, and you see a med pack, and you're like, got it. I can take it and fucking survive. Inches away from getting that med pack, a scout goes, I need to get my 1 health that I'm missing, so I'll take it, thank you, at the last second. That's happened to me multiple times where I'm like, oh, I think I fucked up once, but I'm like, I can still see it, I'm chasing it, it stops, and I'm like, got it. I'm spamming the button to collect it because I know if I don't, I'm gonna miss it. And Kelsey, what I can tell you, I look like I was smelling it, and I hit the button, it disappeared. And I'm like, oh my lord. Valhalla is fun. It has a lot of UI issues where I'm like, how did you guys not just... The paper trail thing again. But back to the freaking tattoos. Don't reset it. If I lose where I'm at, I can find the fucking particles of leaves and just go to it. Yeah. Don't make me run across the city to... Oh, I fucked... The jumping just fucked up the platforming, so I gotta run back across the city, start it over again. No. On a tattoo that's aesthetic. I get it feels for like a gear or something that can help you fight someone. No, I have a different tattoo on. All this work for a tattoo. But no. Also, like, I think you brought it up. The mysteries. I have a journal full of quests.
Yes.
Please add them once I discover said mystery. You have a name for each of those fucking quests. Because when I finish it, here's the name of it. You can add that to the journal. And then I can take set that as a tract, and I can figure out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing.
That's going to be a very big theme tonight, because Mass Effect 3 is worse, almost. But yeah, like, there were several times that I, like, talked to somebody, and then accidentally skipped, what they were saying, and then it's like, okay, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? No, let me talk to them. Oh, I can't talk to them again.
Nope.
So, well, let me look it up. What zone am I in? Okay? I'm near London. Okay, London mysteries. That looks about like where I am on the map. Okay, here we go.
I'll do you one better. I'm like, I know I need to listen to what they're saying, right? So as I start the conversation, I'm not lying. A random deer says it's time to get angry at you at this moment. So runs up, hits me, and I'm just fucking falling over the animation. The guy's still talking like nothing's happening. I'm assaulted by this deer. Now I'm fighting the deer. I kill it. I go back to him, and I'm like, all right, let's start this dialogue over. He's like, no, I told you what you needed to know. So I'm just staring at this guy like, can I kill him now, or?
Yeah. When what is it? When you go to Vinland? Yeah, Vinland.
Yes, Vinland.
There's a mystery that's like right there when you get off the boat.
The lady.
You talk to the guy, and he's like,
"Oh, it's the guy.
Me and my friends got separated.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to them." And you're like, "Okay. Can I get a direction? Where were you last seen? Like, what are we doing here?"
I was gonna call the detective from LA Noire to just interview this guy. To be like, yo, Detective Phelps, where did you last see them? What direction were you headed? Were they carrying anything on them? What kind of fucking dead animal were they wearing? Can get anything here. And then I happened to run into them in the middle of whatever as a different mystery, and then brought them back to finish that one. And I'm like, that bugged me, because I'm like, you have a journal already that comes up, like your current quest comes up, boop, hey, do this. Oh, because it's a mystery. I got to figure it out. What if some shit happened where a deer attacked me mid-dialogue?
Like, they could at least be like give you the last little bit where that was informative, because the last sentence is always the informative one.
Yeah.
Where they're like, whether they're like, yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't find my husband. He was last seen at the docks in something,
In Leicestershire. And you're like,
oh, that's another one. So there's like, what is it, at the coast, at the very bottom, like underneath one of the lighthouses or whatever, there's just a body, and you see the body and you examine it and it goes squished. He must have died on impact. And then there's a note next to it. And if you read the note, or if you like hit the note and then move or something, and the note goes away, you can't look at the note again. You know what you have to do? You have to travel your happy ass like 4 fucking kilometers that way to go talk to his wife, who's randomly in town going, where's my husband at? He was supposed to be back with the fish days ago,
I
and
remember
it's
that
like,
one.
well, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? You know how many people have little text bubbles above their head? I don't want to talk to those idiots. Like,
yep.
Jesus Christ, because most of them are drunks.
And sometimes that's what the inconsistency in the UI. That you can read or examine things in the open world, and the paper will stay there. But if you go to your inventory, you can just read it again. For some things.
Yeah, for some things.
And I'm like, what are we doing?
There was one in I don't remember what city it was in, but there was one in the city where you would there's like a mystery, and there's a whole bunch of kids just crying in the middle of a square. And
oh my god, I remember that.
You're trying to look around to see what you're supposed to do. I found this piece of paper that was near them, looked at it, and it had a couple of names in it. And I usually don't read what's on the notes, because it's usually just a bunch of nonsense. And so I just unless it's part of the quest, I don't care. So I read the note, happened to catch one of the names, and just so happened to run off to a side, and there was the person, right? And I'm like, okay, maybe those names are important. Let me go back and take a look,
But
it didn't start anything. It didn't say, oh, mystery started. Oh, somebody was like, I need you to find so-and-so.
Oh my, I need to warn you ahead of time, unless you've already done this. There's a mystery where you will find a little girl that says, I am the fastest runner ever.
Yes, I did that one last night.
The fucker disappeared. I don't know where we were running to. She said, go. And the fucker took off. And I'm like, what? And I didn't know where to run. She obviously beat me. And then I found her in the town later on. Talked to her. She's like, man, you're really fast. And I'm like, I guess. And then she's like, cool. And then mystery done. And I'm like, all right, I guess we're done with that.
Yeah, no, I just happened. She didn't disappear like that for me. She just started running, and I couldn't actually catch her, but I was able to stay near her. And then she just stopped, and I talked to her, and she goes, you're really fast. I've never, and then your character's like, I've never had somebody that your size, keep me on my toes like that. It's like, okay.
No, Kelsey, what I'm telling you, the fucker went flash speed. She was in fast forward for animation, and she just ran. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not catching that person, so I'm not gonna do this mystery. And then I just happened to run into her doing some other stuff, and she's like, you're fast. And I'm like, you got it. What else? Hold on.
There was so much, dude. Oh my god. It was really hard to tell some of the because they have the different strikes, like gold. When the gold circle appears, you can parry, and when the
red ones, you got to get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, but there were some that you can't tell if it's gold or red, and so you try and parry, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and it's maybe you should use a color that's a little more
like warm and cold to tell the difference, not both the same shade of fucking yellow or red. So there's some stuff that I couldn't find that I didn't seem consistent. So they'll like, let's say you're fighting a zealot that has an attack that follows up immediately with something else. He'll start with red, right? And then you're like, oh, I dodged it, no problem. This is before I had the slow down time stuff. And then he'll swing again, and I'm like, got it.
Oh yeah.
But there's no red anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can parry this. Bam, 70% of my health gone. What the fuck?
Yep.
And then I'm like, so I don't parry things without the yellow, and then I fight a regular person who doesn't do the yellow and just attacks you, easy parry. And I'm like, may I have some more consistency, sir? What? Well, there's like, it's like small stuff like that where I'm like, it just need to be tuned a little bit, and it'll be a great, you know. All in all, I had my fun with it, but it was just a lot of it was just busy work. The story near the end of it, when he went to Norway, I don't know what the fuck was happening, because I didn't play Origins, and I didn't finish Odyssey, so I'm like, what the fuck is that staff? I thought we hated this guy. Now he's cool with everyone. Oh, we're gonna go see that guy's dad. What?
Did you? Yeah. It's Desmond Miles' dad.
His dad.
The guy. Yeah, from the originals. Like.
And I'm like, I thought he died.
I thought Desmond died.
Desmond's dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead. But I thought his dad was there in the room and died too.
Well, I have a small spoiler. I don't know if Bryant will care about Desmond.
Hey,
He's the reader.
He's the reader?
He's the reader.
Well, where does it confirm that?
He plays the reader. Like, I looked it up. I was like, that voice sounds really familiar. And I, afterwards, I like looked it up. And
it's the same voice, but it's confirmed that's Desmond.
That's the theory. I don't know if it's necessarily confirmed.
Oh, okay.
But that's what a lot of like sites are for. And I'm like,
The reader?
I thought he like
you won't know until
died.
When you finish the game, you'll know who the reader is.
Is it me?
No, it's not you. But he has the same voice because it's Nolan North who voices him, and I thought they just reused his voice for it. But I guess that makes sense, because he's the only person that he voices in that game. So.
What do you mean when you finish the game, you find out who the reader is?
I thought you don't find out the reader until you're in there with Layla.
Right.
That's near the end of the game.
Never like but they never like say, "Oh, he just says I'm the reader." That's it. There's no like identification other than I'm the reader.
No, but I was asking what the hell's the reader. I said you'll know who the reader is when you go in. Yeah.
Missed that because I don't know.
Anthony already told me the detail that I cared about, which involves romancing someone. So I need to finish the game now.
Oh, romancing the
Radvi.
Ranvi.
Yeah.
Or whatever didn't bite me in the ass.
Oh, that's good. I didn't do it because I'm like, I'm not gonna get in. Like, he's getting crazier, and the last thing I need to tell him is, "Yo, I slammed your girl." Like, that's not what I want to tell him.
So frame one, you said you just scissored there. I don't know what.
Yeah. Every time I play a game where you have romance options, I slay everybody, dude. Like, It doesn't matter if it could be a plant. If there's a romancing option, I'll
get that plant in me. Yeah.
So you scissored frame one and nothing bad happened?
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
So there is
I did it
how far are you into the game?
That man is not far.
No, I finished Norway 100%, and then I have to go to the first place you settle on.
Like, he just went to England.
Okay, so since you're right in the very beginning, I want you to go try and grab the spear, because it'll probably make your game 1,000 times easier.
Yeah. If it's leveled, yeah.
You won't be able to level it again until like the end of the game, because I think it requires titanium.
Yeah, and you start getting that later on. After areas that required level 250 or something.
I mean, I guess you could like sneak into those areas and just go collect the ore and things.
Oh,
and
that's
then
also true.
It wouldn't make a difference, because I'm pretty sure it's not based on your character. It's just based on the area that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Send me the link, whatever, and then I'm gonna get that weapon.
So there is, if you want to know, there is a possibility that I think it can do something, but the way that I did it did not cause that.
So Brian, you can take the chance. It's because there's a point in the game where it's like it's yo, they're good. Like you can get in there, and that's when I took the chance.
What
I kept telling Anthony, like, the frame you can't. I kept basically wanting him to cuck Sigurd in front of him.
Yeah,
That's what I wanted him to do. That's what I was gonna do.
did you already know about Dag, right?
me.
Because of Randall, yeah.
Wait, no. We know. What do you know about Dag?
That he quote unquote gets bodied.
Okay.
And then you told me what happened. You told me what happened after that too, to explain it.
Oh, if Randall already spoiled it, I'm going to continue the spoil then because he already did it. You know.
Did you let him keep his axe?
I did.
Yeah, same.
Mostly because I'm like he died like a true fucking Viking. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna fight you," and I'm like, "Bet." I've been waiting for this moment since you opened your fucking mouth. So,
because the thing is that he's like, "You're not even trying, bitch. What do you think I'm doing?" You know, and he's like, "You're just glory hogging everything." Like, you know, Sigurd's out there like making alliances and things. He's like, "Bruh, do you have any idea what it is that I've done for the last like 7 areas?"
that's what makes it infuriating because his dialogue was like out of touch. Like it's Sigurd, especially during the time when he's got kidnapped. What do you think he's doing? Getting alliances while he's kidnapped? I'm the one doing it. And he got me so tight. The second he started saying, I'm like, "Yo, make a circle. We're gonna kill each other right now." And when he said, "Yo, come out here and fight me," I'm like, I've been waiting hours for this. And I decimated that kid.
I saw one scene that Anthony was doing where like that one guy tries to pretend he's just like his colony just got there and he asked for help and then he says some sly shit and then he kills him instead of doing what you said.
Yeah.
Yes. I would have stabbed him in the face.
Right
like,
there.
Bro, I said let him go because we could have followed him and found out where he was from and like why it is that he's here.
Mhm.
You've just ruined everything with your dumbass actions because you think that Sigurd would have done this.
Mm-hmm.
So any chance I saw that and I'm like, if you don't listen to me and my future wife next to me, I'm gonna scissor on a mountain. We gotta scrap me. So any chance I get, if I can disrespect him, that's what I'm doing. I'm cucking the brother and I'm slapping the shit out of him if he talks back.
Oof. Okay.
Wild West out here.
Yeah, I don't know. After playing him and I had my fun with it, I'm curious to see what happens. What thematic? What's next? Like we got Vikings, we got the Egyptian one with the Roman gods and stuff.
Space.
Shit. I don't know. I'm curious to see what's the next set they're gonna do, like the set piece. Not set piece. Like
Have
area
they
or
done-
time play.
they haven't
Timepiece.
done-
Timepiece, yeah, sorry.
They haven't done Native American, have they?
Yeah, with Connor.
Hey, Connor. Spain or Spanish.
Yeah, they
That was
they did the Spanish
Italian.
Inquisition.
You talking about Ezio? No, Spanish Inquisition was 1 and 2. No, you're right.
Yeah, that was I mean,
or-
one was
Jerusalem.
was in Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 2 was about like was him being Italian, but it was with the Spanish. It was because of the Spanish Inquisition.
If I'm not mistaken, you're correct. And then third one was here in America, but it was during the Civil War.
During the with the Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it was Civil War. I think it was just when they were here.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. When they came over from overseas. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
The Native
And then-
American one.
The underwhelming one. Not underwhelming. So this
Black
was the one
Flag.
before they went. No, the one that was before open world stuff. The one with the twins when you're like England Mafia.
Syndicate.
Oh, yeah.
I want that in America. I want that theme.
Oh, in
Did we
America.
just lose him?
I think we lost him. That's a good one to stop
America.
on. Oh. Okay, he's back. Oh, it's
Is he
catching up.
back?
I
I
think
don't
so.
think he's back.
Oh, he's tight right now. I can already tell. If he hears us right now, he's agreeing with me. He's hella tight. Oof. But But I agree with him. To Keon, he just wanted like the mafia like syndicate stuff. But in Americas, I would definitely be down with that too. Oh, there you go. Oh,
Is he back? Oh, I see
Okay,
eye movement,
okay.
but now there's no audio, and he's really slow.
it's working itself. Is the internet being used to upload something over there, or
I don't know. I can hear you guys the entire time. That's what was weird. And there was no lag or anything.
because it
Grandma
means
downloading porn again.
what's uploading?
Yeah.
If you heard us, no problem. Then your upload was on fire.
Okay.
Oh man,
I wasn't tight. I'm just used to this.
gotcha. I don't know. I don't know if you gonna. What do you think, right? Kyle says the same thing. Like I told you, it's just more of the same open world stuff. It's not an Assassin's game.
No, it's not an Assassin's game.
It is just a timepiece, like you said.
It's better than what. It's better than what. To some extent, it's better than what Odyssey was, with the whole like being able to actually be an assassin versus just botting everybody with your weapon. But it's still very heavily like just go in. There's no reason to be an assassin. Like in the originals, there wasn't a reason to be an assassin. Like there were goals, there were achievements, there was all sorts of stuff to like not be seen and do stuff. And then, this, it's just an open world action RPG.
Yeah.
It's really all it is.
Set in the Vikings time, like with the accent, and that's it. Like just more of it. All right. That was a good 40 minutes of Valhalla. So I mean, you can tell we like it. So if you like your Assassin's Creeds, if you like your Odysseys and Origins, this is more of the same. If you love the older ones, which is like 1 through 3, 3 turned into Departure, right? So probably 1 and 2.
Yeah, like 1 and 2 were my favorite. 2 definitely being my favorite. And it's probably because it really focused on a singular character, and it just like you got attached to Desmond, you got really attached to Ezio. Maybe the time period definitely had something to do with it. Like I really liked that, thing. Like you got to meet like was it Leonardo da Vinci and a whole bunch of others that were around that time period, and the way that they built it up, it went from being like just you and the guild to you having your own guild or your own creed and like recruiting people and using them and having them go do stuff and like side mission things where they like would go off and level up and whatever, and then you could use them in the real world. You haven't been able to do that since. Like ever since then, it's just like it's you and you just kind of run around and stab people. Maybe.
And throw axes.
So
it's the departure from that, but I mean, I don't know, it was fun. All right. Let's get into some movie talk real quick. All right. Christmas week. 2 projected to be heavy hitters drop. Soul from Disney's Pixar Studios and Wonder Woman 1984 from DC Universe. Gentlemen, where do you guys want to start first? Actually, since Kelsey hasn't seen either of them, which one do you want us to talk about?
So I've heard really good things about Soul.
Okay.
I have not heard really good things about Wonder Woman 1984.
So you want to start with the bad or the good?
Let's start with 1984 because everything I've heard has been it's similar to the way that the Watchmen was, where there's a lot of story and no progression or action or anything. They shove a lot of the way that it was described to me was that they shove a lot of story into it and just kind of that's it. There's not really like it similar to the Watchmen where it's like there's some action, but there's very little of it. It's not till the very end, and then it's like, oh, okay, we're wrapping up everything.
Because Watchmen takes it takes its time with lore, and it just vomits lore.
Yeah.
This is more of. Go ahead.
I'd like to try something different, if you don't mind.
What do you want to try?
I would like the Brian to lead this time.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever led on a movie review.
He has, like on.
I'm talking about like stuff that we all
watched at the same. Oh, okay. That's fair. Is he frozen? Oh, you were still there.
I was just sitting there.
So 1984.
Pros or cons first?
Oh, you take the lead, bro. Whatever you want to.
All right, so boom, right?
But just
Christmas Day.
pros or cons?
If I'm gonna set this up, I'm gonna set it up my way.
Okay.
All right, so boom, right? Christmas Day, we finished watching Soul. We felt about it, and then so then right after that, after feeling, we watched fucking Wonder Woman 1984. Movie starts. The first third was basically look how gorgeous Gal Gadot is. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And then look how funny Chris Pine is. And that carries it all the way to like 2/3 of the movie. Anything not regarding how pretty she is and how funny he is dog shit.
Well, I mean, they definitely played a lot on the whole. She really doesn't know how the world works, and so she would when he would say something, and she'd be like, "No, you're wrong," and he'd be like, "No, sweetie, it's okay. Don't worry about it," and then they'd move on.
So it's
in this,
180 to that.
they
this
flip
movie.
it. Now that she's been in the world for so long, she's the one that knows what's going on, and we'll get to Chris Pine part because you're like, wait, didn't he die? We'll explain that in a second.
So yeah, 2/3 of the movie. Yo, I cannot. There's a scene if you watch this, Kelsey, where she's wearing a white dress. If she's like, "I'm gonna impregnate you," I'd be like, "I'm alright with that." But yeah, she slaps some stuff every now and then. The villains, what villains? That's how I feel about this movie. The one guy is basically just pointing. He's just pretending he's a fucking 8-ball, basically, or just like he's a fucking Dragon Ball. And then
pretty much a Dragon Ball.
Kristen Wiig, her as an actor, as a comedian, and everything. I love Kristen Wiig. This was not her role. Either they wrote it shittily.
Shittily?
Yeah, it's my shit. That's what I'm saying. Shittily right now. I'm committing to it.
Okay.
2021, you're the savage, Anthony. I don't give a shit right now.
21. It's 21.
Oh wow. I don't know if it was writing or performance. She usually does a good job performing in things that she's in, so I'm not gonna put it on her. I don't want to see that ever again. Whatever they did with Cheetah, stop.
Oof. Okay.
And then once you get to the very end of the movie, it's like with these superhero movies, they usually have some kind of theme that they're trying to come across, like a moral of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to the third. They're like a message. They got to the third part of it, and like, oh, this is when we will double down on the theme. But it felt like they didn't even know what it was, so they just like Googled inspirational quotes and just threw them at the screen, and that's the last 20 minutes of the movie. So all in all, if I had to review this, if your eyes work and you really like Gal Gadot, this is for you, dude. If you want a superhero movie, it's not for you. If you liked Wonder Woman 1 and you're expecting, they're gonna hit it with the 2-piece, 2-for-2 Wonder Woman, does not happen whatsoever. And it doesn't look like it sets up anything. So like, you see Wonder Woman, DC's Avengers or Justice League, it sets up nothing. And they give us a fucking post-credit scene of the original Wonder Woman like anybody asked.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, what does she look like today? Let me go to the theater to see. No, I didn't give a shit about that.
Well, Randall, you got what you wanted. You got anything to add? Nothing. Yeah. Wow.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I don't know if this was done on purpose, but it felt like an 80s movie in terms of the CGI, the cuts that they did. It's not a buddy cop thing, but like the banter between Chris Pine and I was gonna say Diana and Gal Gadot. It was very like that time. Jokes were set up the same way. Some of the fights looked like that. Well, some of them were. The White House one has some pretty cool fight stuff, but like the first introductory one when she's in the mall, I'm like, what's going on? And there's some
fight scene. Sorry to cut you. This is the last sentence. There was a fight scene. They just looked like they were ribbon dancing.
Yeah, that was bad. Like that was it's one of the like, climactic fight scenes, like at the end, and it just didn't feel like, because we've seen her do some crazy like hand-to-hand combat shit. So to not see that in the final one, I'm like, that was kind of disappointing. And then what was I talking about? Like the mall scene in the beginning, where not the mall scene, her running, like them showing them displaying her running quickly on an open road, looked off. Have you ever seen, Kelsey? Have you ever seen an animation done like in a video game where they're supposed to be running, but they're moving not as fast as their animation looks like they should be moving?
Yeah,
it's that. So it off-putting. It's like that looks like it's done in the 80s, and I don't know if that's done on purpose.
Where it looks like they're like speeding through downtown, but the buildings are just
but doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, if that's the aesthetic you wanted because it's in the 80s, you nailed it. Great. If it's not what you wanted, it is apparent that that's what it looks like. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to you. That's whatever. The high points in this for me were, again, Chris Pine and Gal Gadot's that reverse role flip where now he has no idea what's happening because, I'm going to spoil this. I don't give a fuck. So we saw Chris Pine die, right? In the first one.
Well, I mean, the way they set it up, yeah, that fucker died.
Okay, so
there is no way, shape, or form. He just was like, oh, I got blasted out the window with no parachute. I'm only 40,000 feet in the air. I could survive this.
So what bugs me is they wrote a way for Chris Pine to be in this, when in actuality, he's not in this. And when you say
it's not the same character.
No, it's the same. It's technically the same character. And when you see it, you'll be like, oh, okay, that's how they wrote him in here. A lot of this movie is basically, no, just we get it. Plot hole, we get it. Just enjoy the ride. And that's what this is. Enjoy the ride. It's a popcorn flick. Don't think past what they're telling you. And you'll be fine. That's why I think this movie is dog shit. It's just fine. Just take without any thought of what they're telling you in the plot. Like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. You've already thought too much. Enjoy the flashy. Enjoy the eye candy, the sound, the action sequence. Enjoy it. Because there's if you start thinking, Kelsey, if you for one second like that looks, you're already gonna hate the rest of the movie. I'm telling you that now.
What DC needs to do.
Okay.
Stop with the live action.
Favreau.
How do you
Favreau? Did you have a stroke?
I couldn't remember if the R was before or after.
That's fair. He has the confusing. It's like it's spelled very confusing. If that makes sense. So it's like, sorry.
So they need to live action. Stop. Right. Make their Avengers like DCE, whatever the fuck people call it, animated. Because the animated movies are the ones that are getting W's. I would say DC's animated movies are way better than Marvel's live action by far.
Okay.
So they need to just do their own thing and then actually gain money correctly.
I don't know.
That's my 2 cents. Or if they're like, no, we got to have a live person. We got to do the same thing they're doing. Get the animated writers to write the live action stuff.
That can work too.
Because this movie was kind of yuck. If she didn't have that white dress on, I would say this movie is completely dog shit.
That white dress saved him.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. I mean, I don't have much to add to that. Again, it was a fine time. The second you start thinking about like the what's happening, you're going to like start tearing it apart. You start hating it. It is from the beginning. The mall scene lets you know what the rest of this movie is, and you need to just be okay with it. If you're not okay with the mall scene and a little bit before that, that's it. The rest of it, that's gonna be that for the most part. So it's, I guess that was my way of, without spoilers, preparing you for it. So I mean, give it a shot. Give it a shot once it goes into.
I definitely want to see it. Like Shannon and I are definitely gonna watch it at some point.
Mm-hmm. But
so far we've not heard very good things about it.
Yeah.
Like the first one, was it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
That to me is this, but you need to be okay with the first 10 minutes of this film, and then it's the same as before.
I think more of the first one was better, was like enjoyable, but this one, again, if she did not
White
have
House.
that dress on, up until let me see.
The White House scene. Once you get to the White House, that's where, for me, I'm like, all right, I can't help this anymore. Like, I'm already thinking, why is this happening?
After, okay, not even the whole White House scene. After the first hallway fight scene in the White House, right after that, I don't give a shit.
Oh.
It's really confusing.
I don't know. He seems like he has something to add, but when I asked him, do you have anything to add? He's just like, no, I don't have anything to add. So I don't know what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
I don't really have much to add to contribute to
Okay.
the conversation.
You don't have any negativity about it to share?
I do. That's the thing. I mean, you guys already said a bunch of negative stuff. I don't want to.
We can dogpile it.
I don't want to just keep putting it on.
They can take it.
Dogpile it.
Yeah, like they're a $1 billion company. They'll survive this. Do you think they listen to this on this
They're already making
27 million viewers?
Eventually, someone's going to see this.
I mean,
They're already making a third movie.
yeah, they already greenlit it. And I'm sure they're listening. It's like an 87,000 listener podcast. So, like, I'm sure they're listening. And you should see my viewing numbers. 2 million, dude.
I love God
Shoot.
for that.
So what, you think she's gonna take, like...
I think she's a exceptionally beautiful woman. And she's very talented. And
Okay.
she has the ability to captivate.
Okay. What is this PR spin? Like,
I'm telling you how I feel.
okay, go for it, man.
It's no PR.
It sounds like you're trying to, like, put, like, a compliment back, like, what is that sandwich? The compliment sandwich?
I'm prefacing what I'm about to say with a positive because I'm going to end it with negative.
You don't need to do that.
Well, I feel like I need to.
Okay, go for it.
Because I don't want people to just think that, oh, he just negative, that's it. I want them to understand that I did take something positive out of it.
I mean, that's why at the end you go, did you like it? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. Like, people are
That's
gonna,
not how
regardless
I feel.
regardless of what people say, you can't.
They're
gotta
gonna
watch
think
the
whatever.
movie.
They're gonna think whatever the hell they want to, depending on what you're saying.
Me. I'm not doing it to please other people. I'm just making sure that what I say comes across in the most accurate way that I want it to come across.
That's what we're here to ask you questions or follow-ups. If we're weird on it,
well, the people who are listening,
they'll just come back next week. Don't worry about it.
So anyway,
It's a lot. It's like 2 million people.
I forget the actor's name, but the guy who plays the Mandalorian.
Chris Pine. Oh,
No, Pedro Pascal.
Thank you.
I think he did an excellent job in Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
And that's when I initially started liking him as an actor. And I think he's done a wonderful job as the Mandalorian.
Well, Brian can vouch for him for what is it, Brian?
Narcos. Watch it.
And I always thought Chris Pine was funny. Aside from that, I thought this movie was complete trash.
Okay.
The only thing that I liked the entire movie was I can't agree with Brian's appeal
To the white dress.
to I mean,
just
it's
in
just
general.
Gal Gadot, period.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, that when she stepped out of that car, yeah, makes you feel something inside.
Oh, okay.
I would have. You would have seen me walk up, empty my wallets. Whatever I have is yours. Impregnate me. That's what I would have done.
So aside from that, the only thing that I can genuinely say that I liked in the movie was the whole beginning scene of Themyscira. I thought that was really cool.
I forgot of it. That even existed.
I don't think that added anything to the movie. Like, we could have cut right through that.
I mean, I understand.
Okay, so
I understand
sorry.
what you're saying, but
Oh, hold on. I need to clarify something then. It's not the first 10 minutes of the movie. I forgot that was the scene. It's after the Themyscira thing. She's in the mall. And after that scene, that's when everything's,
yeah. So I would have to say that's my favorite part of the movie. Which, if you heard what Anthony just said, it doesn't really add too much to the storyline. So that should give you an idea on the pacing of this movie.
Because everybody knows here, like, if you're watching a film, every frame needs to fucking matter in some way. And I completely forgot about that Themyscira stuff. That's the first maybe 10 minutes. So after that scene, it goes to present time, which is in the mall thing that I was talking about. After you watch that, that's the rest of the movie. If you're okay with that, after the whole present day and that shit that happens there, then you'll be fine. If if the mall thing, you're like, oh fuck this, let me save you 2 hours. All right.
The Themyscira scene is literally put in there just for like the one of 3 sentences she says in the movie. Her little lesson she learned as a kid was for 30 seconds at most of the end part of the movie.
So yeah.
I mean, that was a cool scene with the race and stuff, but
that's the only thing. That's the only thing in the whole movie that I can genuinely say that I liked. Everything else I thought was complete hot trash.
No, you didn't mention the part that mattered. That scene and.
Well, I mean, yeah. To reiterate, yeah. I mean, Gal Gadot's appearances.
No, and that's not what he wanted.
But
I mean,
It's.
Well, you can't. The dress can't be beautiful without her. So it's her. It's not the
okay,
dress.
but it's okay. So it's her in the dress,
Her
in the framing
I agree.
of that scene.
I agree. It's her in the dress getting out the car.
If you agree, then you say that every time you mention the movie.
Got it.
But yeah, that's
okay.
how I feel about it.
So do you recommend other people spend 2.5 hours watching this?
You're asking me?
Well, I'm gonna go around the table for all 3 of us.
Oh, if I was asked that question, like if Kelsey asked me that question, and he wanted me to tell him if him and his wife should watch that movie,
yeah,
I would tell him that there's so many bad things that I could say. I'm just gonna say no. Don't watch it.
Okay.
Don't watch it.
I saw it in your eyes. You were about to say something.
I was about to say something really bad.
No, you're about to curse for the first time. I saw it in your eyes.
No, it's not to that point, but just
it's just no.
I implore you not to watch that movie.
Okay.
So if I have to choose between this and the new Hellboy,
damn,
which one should I
put the fucking hot question?
I will prefer you watch Hellboy.
What? I haven't seen Hellboy. There's no way.
It's better than this movie.
Hellboy's better than this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't even watch the whole thing. Remember? I didn't even watch the whole thing at Hellboy. I watched maybe about an hour and a half. Not an hour and a half. That's saying too much. More like an hour.
And that hour is better than 2.5 hours of this?
Oh,
that's crazy. I gotta watch Hellboy now. I have to watch the new one.
Yeah. When Adam was working in the movie theater, when movie 42, 43, whatever that thing was.
The parody movie?
Yeah. He was like, because the previews made it look really good, you know?
Is that
because
the one with like 70 fucking huge actors in it?
Yes. You know, it's like the massive, and he was like, within 40 minutes, probably 30 minutes, 90% of the people came out and demanded a refund because the movie was so bad. Like, they were just like...
Movie 43 or something like that.
Because it was like, there was never any downtime. It was literally just, they just kept doing this with the jokes and everything else, and it was just okay.
Like they're like, okay,
you get exhausted because it's a parody movie that every scene's a different parody, and there's no like, it was never like parody. All right, now we're gonna transition to the next one. It's just like, imagine a movie that's only Family Guy cutaways, and that's what that movie is.
Oh dang, just nonstop, back to back to back to back.
It's exhausting.
Gotcha. All right, well, Brian, you're up.
What?
Would you recommend it?
So the beauty about this being on HBO is that you don't have to go to the theater, and you can pick which scenes you can watch. You don't have to go from beginning to end. So, HBO get a free trial.
I get HBO Max for free because of AT&T.
You can watch the first scene if you want. Honestly, you can skip it. And then once you're in present time, watch until you don't see a white dress anymore. If you have to pay for HBO, like let's say you use the free whatever, that $9.99 a month for that one scene, I would say that's worth it.
Get the fuck out of here. All right.
In 4K too. You
forgot the HDR, Brian. That's in Dolby Vision.
Are you okay, Brian? Like, are you having like an out of body experience right now?
The keyboard's gonna levitate soon.
If someone were to kickstart a Gal Gadot gets Brian pregnant machine,
a machine,
I'm funding most of it.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm funding most of it.
Okay.
Like the
I'm
last goal is she does it in the white dress. I don't need money.
oh, okay.
Or Viagra.
Yeah, that
And on
one.
top of that, she got me pregnant, so she has to pay for the kid too. So I'm good. I don't need a
And
job
and
anymore.
with that, you can ensure that she's forever in your life.
Brian got it all
This is
figured out.
Endgame. This is
Oh,
Endgame.
all right, we're moving on from Brian's fucking
Somebody
life
kickstart
plans.
this.
I'm gonna go with no as well. Went on Randall's thing. It was a
Hold on,
fine
hold
movie,
on.
but
Hold on, Anthony. What do you think?
oh, okay. But Brian, you were asked, "What are you naming the baby?" in chat.
What am I naming the baby? Hope.
Ho or Hope?
Hope.
Okay. I'm like, that's a weird name to name.
Either gender.
Okay.
Hope.
Okay. No, no, not the boy, because then it remind me of that kid from Final Fantasy 13.
Oh my god.
But if it's a boy, the middle name's Douglas, so it's Hope Douglas de la Rosa. That's
Okay.
her last name. It's Hope Douglas Godot. That's a spell.
That does sound like a Harry Potter spell. Yeah, I'm gonna say with no. I thought it was a fine time, but I cannot. I would say watch the first one instead. I don't think I could wholeheartedly say just watch. It's 2.5 hours, so, and it felt like 2.5 hours, which most of the time, if it's like a banger, it flies. So
There's some parts where you just wish it was 2.5 hours. You know what I mean?
okay. So we finished with a Wonder Woman here. Let's flip on over to this movie we saw before this, which thank God for this movie. Soul.
Spoilers.
Can I really want something to drink. I'm like dying of thirst
Okay.
because I work out. I'm gonna go get something to drink.
That's
I'll be
fine.
back in a minute.
Okay.
He said it like he's gonna pull like a whole bottle of vodka instead of water.
Yeah, like what's that?
I'm just trying to make it as awkward as possible.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. I'm like, what's he planning here? All right. So let's start with Soul. Let's just go to Soul. Do you have another? Who you want someone else to start on Soul? You want to start on Soul?
Only reason I did that is because I knew how Bryant felt about Gal Gadot,
Oh, okay.
And
the white dress.
Okay. Anyway, Soul, the new Disney Pixar film dropped same day as Wonder Woman. About a jazz musician, I think, specifically
jazz pianist.
sorry. Oh my god. Gases. Who is currently at the beginning of the film a teacher at a middle school,
Middle school.
musician, like music teacher. Played piano all his life. Been practicing, honing his skill, hoping for the day he can get big, join a band or whatever the case is. Gets a call from his friend and says, "Yo, this is your chance, man. We're playing tonight from I forgot the lady's name. You get to play with like Dorothea Williams, like a high S tier jazz musician, I guess, and the offer's there. Goes and perform, like auditions, I guess, in front of her, gets the gig. So he needs to come back. What time does it? Like at 6 p.m, sometime later in the day to come and perform because the first opening night. Well, throughout the day, through his excitement, he ends up dying. Now his soul is on the way to the great beyond, where he says, "No, I cannot accept this," and it goes somewhere else. I'm not going to explain the whole plot, but that's where the story kind of begins. Is him trying to get back to life so he can play for, so he can achieve his dream of being on a stage with a big performance, etc., etc. Because that's all he knows as a musician. Anywho, that's where our story begins. This was a 180 from Wonder Woman, where this has Pixar again delivers with this is not like it is a kids film. Oh,
Well, none
Javi
of
says that
Pixar's movies are
Javi likes your art. He saw the art. Javi, my son likes your art.
Oh,
He mentioned it.
I like his art.
I don't think that Pixar movies are really classified as kids movies.
But they always have that. It appeals to kids. It can appeal to adults at the same time. Where this one, I didn't see much of, again, because I'm older, so I was seeing only the adult stuff. But there was some slapstick gags and like the whole I'm old, we old. Like there's some small, and then the fucking what's his name, the dancing guy with the sign, who fucking killed it.
Yeah, I don't remember his name now.
There's some characters here that they're memorable as hell. Anywho, Jamie Foxx plays the main character, who's the musicianist. Tina Fey is 22, who you meet later on after he dies. That's not a spoiler, by the way, Kelsey.
What? He dies?
That's part of the story. He like dies after getting the biggest gig of his life that he wanted to. He's been wanting to for his whole life / career, and then dies. So now he has to get back to his body and play for the opening night beforehand, and then the journey begins. I don't even know where to begin. This thing hits in so many different ways. If you love music, that I had to look up stuff. Brian, you know what I started digging? All the hand stuff were mocapped. Anytime there was an instrument played, it was mocapped, so it can be as accurate as possible. And I'm like, oh shit. Apparently, it was the dude who does the band in the Colbert Report, or not Colbert Report, the Colbert Show?
Daily Show?
I thought he had his own. Is it still Daily Show?
Well, there's the Daily Show, and then there's the Colbert Report.
I think it was the Colbert Report. The guy who does the band for that show was, I think, the lead in like doing all the mocap for making sure everything was as accurate as possible, which it shows in colors. Like when it comes to music, it sounds fantastic. It looks like someone's performing it. Speaking of looks, I have never seen things rendered this way. The environments look real. If it wasn't for the stylized characters composed in the thing, you'd think it's real life. Excellent job on the rendering. The environments look fantastic. The lighting in so many of the frames that are just, it looks spectacular. Dialogue, the acting the voice acting. Tina Fey and Jamie Foxx killed it. There is also, who else did? Graham Norton. Donald Rawlings is in this here. Killed it. Graham Norton, the guy who has that talk show, he's the crazy dude with the sign. He does an excellent job. The dude who's what was it? The guy who's always with the numbers and he's like, it's off. That hilarious.
Teddy, is that his name?
Teddy, because everyone shares a name. That part of this thing was all visually very aesthetically beautiful looking. The messages thrown, there's like a couple messages throughout the movie that for the viewers to, learn from. Fantastic. The character arc for Joe, his name was Joel, right? Or Joe?
Joe Gardner.
Joe Gardner, yeah, that's the main character's name. His arc, beautiful. Even Tina Fey's character, like it's all about an existential movie about what is life, what is purpose of life, how do we gain happiness, what is the spark that keeps us going, like that theme it's from beginning to end. Like what is happiness? How do we get to happiness? How do we achieve dreams? There's two big scenes for me that was in this movie. The first one being when he's, I guess it's gonna be spoilers, when they're in the area where they're looking for lost souls, is the same area where you as a person are in the zone, and they're that close to each other, symbolizing like you can be a person who's like you're a huge fucking gamer and you're in the zone gaming. One slip of that, like your addiction to game, if it becomes addiction to gaming, you become a person like this lost soul in the movie, which is a person who just goes through the motions and just doesn't, like, they lose that spark of life
about something,
and they're all in that
actually living.
Exactly. And them visualizing that's those things are really close in the same, that there's a small distinction between the two. I loved the second one, which I guess I'm spoiling all the cool parts for Kelsey here, but I still we'll get to recommending, but is right after the said gig, right? And he walks out. We old. He leaves. The parents leave, and he's standing out looking like. And I think what's her name? Asks him, "What's your problem?" He said, so using this what you were looking for, and he says, "I thought this would feel different." And then she goes and tells him a story of, I think it was a fish that was in the water.
It was a fish looking for water. He asked someone
where the ocean was, because he's tired of the water he's in. And he's like, "You've been in the ocean the entire time."
The ocean?
He said, you're in water. He was like, "I'm not looking for water. I'm looking for the ocean."
Yeah. And when he finally gets there, it's just more water. and that stuff that he'll hit, like it's all old kids are probably like, what the fuck are they talking about? This is not. They left the kid area at this point in the movie, because after this it doesn't get dark, because they do a very beautiful thing of how he gets. This is just spoilers, but how he gets what's her name?
Shouldn't get into detail. This
Yeah,
shouldn't
because
talk
it's
about.
but it becomes a not a kids movie if you look at what's happening. And again, and they deliver it with music because the guy's a pianist, so it's scored with him playing the piano in such a beautiful manner. It's beautiful. This movie is beautiful. Period.
It's Pixar, man.
Like they hit. Like last year they killed it. Onward, I saw it late, but Onward I thought was fantastic. But Soul put it in. Especially if you're musically inclined, you'll love this.
Did they make Coco?
Yep.
Yes. Different director, but same studio.
Still Pixar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who directed this did Monsters Inc. and what's another Pixar movie as well.
Toy Story.
University.
I don't think he did Universe. I don't think the University was made by the same director as the first one. I'd have to double check. He did one more. It was Monster University, Soul, and something else for Pixar. I don't know what else he directed.
Wall-E?
I don't remember.
Up.
I think it was Up.
Inside Out.
No, it might have been Up. Inside Out was by somebody else, I know. Inside Out is also another one you need to watch. It's fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. This movie is definitely if you're a type of person that sits around thinking what the hell's the meaning of life and why you're doing the things you're doing, this is a movie for you.
Up is one of them. It's Monsters Inc., Up, Inside Out, and Soul.
Oh, there you go. Some of my favorite ones from Pixar. I like the director.
I didn't see Inside Out.
Well, you need to watch Inside Out because that also hit this guy. I don't know what he's going through in life, but whatever he's going through in life, he is dropping gems.
His name is Pete Docter.
Yeah, he is. I definitely. If you haven't seen it, Monsters Inc., where the hell have you been? If you haven't seen Up is pretty good, but the best part of Up is literally the first 10 minutes, where if you aren't feeling something, don't bother watching the rest of the movie.
He gave a speech one time about their work process.
Uh-huh.
And he said that, you know how you have a schedule for everything, for the whole pipeline or whatever?
Yeah.
He said they have time for junk going wrong. It's like a huge chunk of time.
Yeah, I can imagine that because they've been in the business for so long. They know shit's going to explode. So you need to account for that. Most businesses nowadays want shit quick and don't account for things going wrong. They've been doing this for Randall, so back in the days when they had those black and whites, they had those huge machines to do animations, and they were compositing with different layers, literally putting layers of things in front of each other. I don't know. I love this movie through and through. It is definitely as soon as I see this shit on sale, I'm buying it because I don't sale because I'm not gonna pay $25 for it. I want to say it's $15, maybe maybe $10. Anywho, I took the floor here, but I don't know if you guys have anything else to add on it. It was still hilarious. It sounds like it's a very dramatic movie, which it is, but they still have their Pixar charm there in terms of really slapstick humor and some funny dialogue as well. But yeah, Brian, do you have anything? I mean, you're more musically inclined than the rest of us here, so I don't know if you have a different perspective.
I don't know, musically inclined. That sounds like I'm bragging.
Flex on them.
There's spoiler. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
Spoiler, fuck, dude.
It could have been that because I went to that. We saw that first, and then Wonder Woman.
Uh-huh.
There also is probably some kind of juxtaposition that made me dislike it more than maybe I should have.
Yeah, we watched Wonder Woman after watching this fucking masterpiece. So it's okay, maybe our bar was kind of high.
There's so much. It's so weird that animated movies are more realistic than the things you see that are live action. I don't know if that makes sense. There's so much of it that makes it seem like it's a real person, someone you know, or you see yourself in these characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the scenes in this movie, it's you project yourself onto the character, and there's a lot of scenes with Joe, and even maybe with 22, where you're like, it hits you really hard, and then you kind of just like you fall back, and you just kind of have to clap and applaud the people who write and act in these Pixar movies. I asked if they made Coco because as of only one watching a Soul, it's up there for one of my favorite movies of all time, I think.
I can see that. I mean, that's
and
it's well
Pixar
earned.
alone, with Pixar alone, it's definitely up there with fucking Wall-E and Coco and some of the Toy Stories. Yeah, I have nothing negative to say about the movie. Beautiful, visually, orally, like
Audibly.
listening to it. Yeah.
Orally.
Orally.
The hell were you doing during the movie?
No, orally is actually how you say if you take something in through your ears.
I get it, but
okay.
Audibly is orally that can go the wrong way.
I don't. Well, take it how you want, dude. If you think you're blowing a movie, then that's up to you.
Sometimes you are, you know.
I mean, if you spend the whole movie with your mouth open, like
you're kind of asking for it, so
I guess, yeah. But yeah, this is I don't know. I'd have to watch it again to confirm, but it might be like top 3 of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh shit! I mean, I don't blame it. Again,
in an animated form, different plots, but it hit the way scenes of La La Land hits.
Mm-hmm. Because it's grounded themes. Like 22's personality is a lot of what's happening with kids these days, where they just don't see the sense of living. They're just monotonous, going through the same motions. Like they don't.
The way the characters interact with other ones, and then it's kind of a lesson in itself.
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie is really fucking good, and I can't stop gushing about how much I enjoyed this movie.
I definitely recommend this. It's a must watch. Randall, you can't just say I agree with you guys at this point. So you got to let me know what you're thinking.
It's Pixar.
That's not gonna fly, Randall. Because they made Cars.
So
that's the only the cars, the boats, the airplane, whatever the fuck vehicle movies
they didn't do those.
Didn't it say Pixar at the beginning?
I thought there's
planes. I don't think they did planes. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Any vehicle movie that Pixar did, the only thing I'm like, if this never came out, I'd be okay. Everything else is slapper upon slapper. Coco, again, this isn't a brag because some people are like, that's kind of a brag. I've never cried at a movie.
Uh-huh.
Coco is literally, if they stretched the one scene out a frame longer,
gone.
That would have popped a cherry.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. They didn't do planes. Disney did planes.
Oh, okay.
Whatever vehicle movies that they did, they didn't have to exist.
There's nothing I can really say other than good because it's Pixar, and I kind of like how Bryant feels about was it CD Projekt Red? Was that like your favorite company? Who was the company you said that you don't even have to look at
what game they're making?
Yeah,
Supergiant.
It's Supergiant.
So like
the people made Hades. It was on sale. I don't know if it still is.
It was. I think it's gone though. Go for it.
If you haven't played Hades, you should play Hades.
Yes.
And also Skullgirls.
Go ahead.
Continue. Sorry.
So yeah, like Pixar, is my Supergiant. Like they are the reason why I even got into computer animation. They're the reason why I even came to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime they make anything, I already know it's going to be a 10.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. So I mean, usually when I watch their movies, it's not like, it's always weird because it's kind of like my mindset is different when I watch Pixar movies because I'm not going into the movie thinking to myself or asking myself, am I going to like this movie? My mind is like, what emotional roller coaster are they going to take me through now?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my mindset is when I go into a Pixar movie. And it's very weird for me because usually the default reaction for me going into a movie is like, I hope I like this, or I hope this is good as it's going, that I hope it's going to be, or that I hope that they are true to the characters or the lore or whatever with other movies. But this is, I already know it's gonna be golden. So everything you guys pretty much said, I agree with. Like, Pixar is known for making movies that make you think about things that you deal with on a daily basis, whether it might be relationships with your mate or family members or strangers, or how you live your life, or what your status in life is. And even with cars, I've heard a lot of people who don't like cars, but Cars has like a very powerful message too. But yeah, I thought I thought it was really good, and I would recommend any Pixar movie to anybody. Even their shorts are really good.
Are the shorts comfy?
Yeah, very. Some of them too comfy, like it make you cry.
Yeah.
Like you put them on and you're like, what? Remember Rick and Morty when he leveled the ground?
Yeah.
That sometimes those shorts do that. Yeah, again, if you guys are gonna watch another movie, Kelsey, as a couple, watch Soul first.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're already planning on watching Soul.
Have you
This is
seen
one of those
Coco?
movies.
Has he seen
No.
Coco?
Okay, so here's Kelsey. I spent years trying to get you to watch Spider-Man. Throw that away, and watch Soul and Coco any order you want. And I promise you, if you don't like it, I don't know what to give you. But if you somehow genuinely don't like it, I have to give you reparations for your time. That's the only way I can make that right.
And you could throw in one of my favorites for Pixar. It's Inside Out.
I still haven't seen it.
I've been meaning to see that too. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Okay, quick question then.
There's so much that I want to do. We really need to hit the lottery because I'm so tired of working.
It's the time. There's so much shit to do and not enough time.
Exactly.
So question then. Give me your Marvel team of Pixar movies. Give me your 3.
Pixar?
For me, it's gonna be Inside
Any
Out,
order.
Monsters Inc. Up for me, the first 10 minutes, what happens to him in the first, what's it called? That's what it hits. The rest was squirrel or whatever. I don't remember much after that. So it's definitely Inside Out, Monsters Inc. Oh, Incredibles.
Yeah.
What's your Marvel? Oh, Brian has got something to do. What's your Marvel team, Randall?
Coco. Dang, there's so many good ones. Even Little Dinosaur was good.
Did he name any yet?
I started out with Coco. Cause I picked the one who gave me the strongest emotional feels.
I'm gonna put in Walking Dead season 1, if that's the case.
Nobody's gonna mention Onward.
I haven't seen it.
Onward
was good. It was really good.
But Marvel team is these are your 3.
Yeah.
You know? And again, I really love Inside Out.
I'm gonna pick. I have to pick something that really hit me hard. I would say one. I think it was Toy Story 2. That end scene when they all was facing the fact that they were gonna die, where they thought they were gonna die.
That's 4. That's Toy Story 4. 3. That's 3. That's 3 because 4 is with the spoon.
So
Toy Story 3.
2
is when they meet
the Proctor guy, Prospector.
Mm-hmm. When they meet the girl.
Isn't that what
Jesse? When he meets Jesse for the first time, it's 2.
That took place in the store, and it was who was it? It was a dude that was like Darth Vader. I forget his name.
Zord.
Yeah.
Zord. I had the
Okay.
toy for that.
I don't know, man. I love so many of these movies,
That was
bro.
a genuine dag for any other listeners out there.
I'm sorry, man. I can't pick. I love all of them.
You're taking this team to Evo.
Yeah.
I understand that, man. But
The first one that comes to your mind. You got your 2. The first one comes to your mind. Go.
every movie I'm going, Brian. I am literally going through my mind I've seen every Pixar movie, so I'm going through every single one of them, and each one hits me hard emotionally.
Well, Wally.
So, oh my god, I love Wally, especially the cockroach.
That cockroach is
That was the most loyal cockroach I've ever seen in my life.
He said he's gonna come back.
Pixar made a fucking roach adorable.
The whole movie, my man did not move. He was just sitting there.
Like, he's coming back. I know my man's coming back. Loyal.
Yeah, mine would probably have to be The Incredibles, Wally, and it's kind of a toss up between Monsters Inc. and Onward.
Narrow it down, sucker.
Oof.
Which
Those are good choices. Onward is really good too.
Incredibles though? The original or the second one?
I like both equally. Like, I love both.
Yeah, I really like both. Like, if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the original. Because like
the origin story is really good.
Yeah, because like they know that they're superheroes, but they don't,
They're
there
banished.
was a clash, and
Yeah.
they're not allowed to be, and all this other stuff, and it's like it's kind of a shitty situation. But then you like get to see them really like have to be. They're forced to use their powers and things. So
It's really cool. I know, yeah, The Incredibles is just incredible,
So what's the third one you're picking, Kelsey?
You got to make a choice here.
What are you taking, Evo? Grand Finals.
Yeah, this is
Last
it, bro.
game.
Oof.
What's your team? Who's your anchor?
I don't know, man. I really like. I like the four of those are probably my top three.
Gunda Napalm. Which one?
Probably Monsters Inc.
Nice. There we go.
Okay.
And Brian, yours, I guess. Did you say yours already?
Wally Soul Coco.
Oh, well, okay. That last, I think
That's
said,
solid.
yeah, it's a solid 3. I mean, they have great movies, man.
You're a great movie.
I even did them in order too. My point character, Wally, because it does best off of assist. He has his Roach. He has Ava. Boom, he has the team right there. Soul in the middle, it can support, but it can also do the work. Anchor, Coco. If your eyes look normal at the end of that movie, someone's wearing you as skin. You're not a real person.
Oh, shoot. And that's the review. I mean, please go watch Soul. Support that. Because, shit. It's great. And here's I guess we can let Randall talk about, or you want to talk about Mass Effect 3, Kelsey, since we've been chatting for too long here?
We haven't been chatting for too long. The whole point of the podcast is just to chat.
I'm talking about, like, us. You haven't said anything since Valhalla, and that was an hour ago.
I've been chiming in with questions and things. It's fine.
Then whatever then, bro. Let's go right into the next one. Love and Monsters, all right? It's a movie that came out, I think, around October time last year, called Love and Monsters. It's a world where, what was it, nuclear fallout happened? Is that what it was? And then the radiation, and the radiation started falling down.
A meteorite coming to Earth, and then everybody shot missiles.
Oh.
And because of the fallout, it mutated things.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So let's say tomorrow a meteor is gonna hit, and all of our countries are like, we need to unite, and we blew this fucking meteor up. The radiation, whatever the hell whatever was left, rained on Earth. So things were being like people were sent into vaults. This sounds like Fallout, I know, but into their own like vaults, and they had to go and take care of their own selves underground. Well, while they were underground, things were mutating. Cockroaches were now huge, and like all the normal frogs are as big as a bus. Like these things look like things you'd fight in Fallout.
Sounds hot.
Before that happened, a kid, the main character, had a girlfriend called Amy. They were dating, they were doing their thing, and then this thing happened. So they were split up, and now it's been 7 years since that day? Since the day that everyone's got its shit hit the fan?
Yeah.
And it's been 7 years apart, and then he gets motivated to go out into the crazy dangerous fucking world that it is with mutation shits everywhere to go find her. Because he's been actually in contact with her at a different settlement. Except it's 80 something miles away.
What kind of mutated things, Anthony?
We saw frogs. We saw. Did we see a
Ants.
caterpillar? We saw ants, caterpillars. I think. Was it a caterpillar? We saw snails. Fuck, that one was
Leeches.
dope. The leeches. Oh, good
A
stuff.
crab.
But were there any octopus tentacles?
I'm sure they didn't venture into the water for that long, but I'm sure there probably is
The giant crab.
because there was a giant crab. So I would imagine the octopuses are out there just making a bunch of hentai. So, Randall, hentai is Japanese pornography, animated. Just letting
he
you know.
knows.
No, he didn't know.
You used
Yeah.
to star in it.
Oh, you
What the
starred in
heck?
one?
No.
Oh, that
You
sounded
said
like a
no.
yes to
Don't be
me.
shy.
What are we at here? And that's the plot. It's him on a journey to go find his girl. I want to give props right away for the main character because he did a phenomenal job of looking scared as fuck. That he's been the most convinced. Like I thought he actually saw these things in real life.
Mhm.
He had he had great face acting. I don't know if that's a facial
Emote
responses.
expressions.
Expressions. Thank you. Facial expressions. I couldn't think of the word. Did fantastic on it. Dialogue was pretty like quippy and hilarious. Kelsey, like, did you watch Walking Dead, Kelsey, at all?
The TV show.
Yeah.
He's seen Guardians of the Galaxy. You
Okay.
remember,
I mean,
Yon-
we used to watch Walking Dead. We watched the first like 2 seasons together.
That's
at your
true.
place.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I asked you that. You remember Yondu
remember-
from Guardians?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's in this. But he's
he's awesome. He's hilarious.
you would love him in this. He does fantastic. He's buddied up with like a younger girl who've been scouring the surface for a really long time. So they're like survivors. Like going up against these weird fucking whatever they've turned into at this point. And he does a great
Did
job
he
as
scream
well.
that he was Mary Poppins again?
No, he didn't. That's unfortunate. But
Disappointing.
I think you still might enjoy this movie, even though he doesn't say he's Mary Poppins. But yeah, the journey was great. The movie did a fantastic job of. I don't know if you're about to say what I think you're going to.
I was just going to ask you guys, would you guys have done what he did?
No, I would have. Yes, up until the point where he was asked to diverge, and that would have been like, nah, who am I fucking kidding? And I would have gone with them.
Really?
My decision would have not been the same. I wouldn't have gotten there because I would have made sure before I risked everything.
That's also true.
You would have made. What did he say? You would have made.
Because you know what happens when he finds out.
Oh, okay.
So like
okay,
I
okay.
knew that in my head when it said 7 years.
I don't
I'm
think he
like,
could have. I think maybe in the last conversation he had before making the journey, I think maybe he could have asked or
you don't need
inquired.
to ask, Randall. It's been 7 years. You don't need to ask. Of course, that's what happened.
Should always ask for consent.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, he had enough time instead of saying stupid jokes. He could have been like, "Yo," and then
I'm trying
she
to
would
come
have been
see
like,
you. What's up?
"Yeah."
Hey, girl, I'm trying to come see you. Who is this? It's me. Why'd you sound like that? That's how I talk to you and try and get nasty. You know.
Oh my
Oh
god.
shit!
So
Anyway.
wait, so Brian, if it was Gal Gadot on the other end,
With
you
the
would-
white dress on.
what she specifically said, I'm just laying around wearing this white dress. I just,
You know how he told him he was leaving beforehand? You would just see me climbing. No warning.
There would have been no, all right, man, have a good trip or whatever. He'd been like, I'm out.
They would have been like, "Where'd he go?" And on the radio, they would have seen the picture of the dress. They'd be like, "He left, that fucker."
We know he's chasing down.
Knowing what Amy looks like, though, like the actress, I probably still would do it as well.
Oh, okay.
She's the only positive thing about Iron Fist.
Oh,
yeah.
what do you mean? The gun?
Minus the light up guns.
Oh shit. Yeah, I thought it was a funny movie. They did a good job of making a dog a valid character with its own backstory without saying much. Like he finds a dog on his journey, and even the dog has like, as a smart dog, he knows how to take care of himself. He has history in that world, and they establish it really quick by just simple things. the dog's choices in some instances you understand because of his history. Like, it's like, okay, well, that kind of makes sense.
We're hashtag Team Mavis here.
Oh my god, Mavis. They made a fucking character on screen for like 2 minutes and you're like, you already feel for the fucking character. It's really good stuff. They do a decent job of like setting up this world where I want to see more. Like, I would love to see a sequel to this, since it ends with like an objective, because they need to go to the north now. So like, what the heck's happening?
The movie's called Love and Monsters, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd highly recommend this. I thought it was a fantastic job. The dog was awesome. Mavis was amazing. Miss Mary Poppins was fantastic in it. The kid that she was with, was like a little girl that had her but she's been a survivor, so she's got like that rugged. Rugged. Yeah, I've survived this shit, no problem. But still has moments of like, I'm still a kid and also a little girl here.
I think it was funny how initially meeting him, she was like, "You need to learn how to shoot."
Yeah.
So she set up the whole thing, and she was like, she was like,
"No, we're not doing that.
Shoot again."
Yeah, try it again. Very knowledgeable people about the world. Like, it's a fun time. I don't even remember how long the movie was, but it was paced very well. So they had some very exciting, like, not fight scenes, but like him trying to survive in the world, because the arc for him is kind of like, I'm just a scared kid who just wants to get his girl, and then he starts.
No, there's definitely some heavy flashbacks.
Oh yeah, his parents.
Yeah, but what does it do with, like, I'm talking about the action sequences. Like, at first, don't expect him doing crazy cool shit.
Oh,
I think he said dark.
No, I mean, like, he starts off, like, the arc for him is like a survivor.
Oh, the arc. I thought you said DARK instead of the arc.
Oh, I don't believe that you thought I said dark, because you would have danced.
I was looking at Jessica.
Got him.
No, I was looking at something else.
You don't need to look somewhere to hear dark, Brian.
I was looking at the girl who plays Amy on IMDb.
Anyway, move on. Yeah, his arc, he starts off like that clumsy kid who doesn't know how to defend himself, and he starts to learn as he meets the group. And I mean, it's not no surprise that you can tell that he's gonna learn how to defend himself and whatnot. But that journey's still fun, especially with his dog as the companion. Very creative, the mutations. They look menacing, like the things you would see normally, like the caterpillars or something that you'd be like, oh, those are nothing. When they mutate, they look fucking scary. Like a frog that was chasing them, like, you're like, I don't want anything to do with that. It's very imaginative. Like, I
guess fear does induce some sort of paralysis initially.
Yeah.
But it's like every time somebody sees something that doesn't look right, why are you waiting for the situation to get worse? As soon as you see an eyeball pop out,
gone.
You should already be gone.
There's some curious people, Randall. That's why. Some people at first we're just curious by nature, so we're like, oh, what the hell is that? Oh, it has two? What else is that? That's fucking huge. Is it gonna kill me? Dead. Yeah. And then that's it. Because we're just too curious.
The frame I saw something, I would observe from a safe distance.
Well, from that frog, Brian, that distance is far away, because that fucker can snipe you with his tongue.
7 years of knowing random shit's gonna come for me.
Uh-huh.
I see an eye from a pool that no one lives by.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the tree. I'm somewhere where I can see it before it sees me.
Oh shit! Okay.
If I don't have a gun, obviously.
Brian enjoyed this.
Or wrench.
This is one of the movies that I would like to see a sequel, because I enjoyed the pacing, I enjoyed the writing, I enjoyed the characters. I like the world building, so I would like to see other creatures that they make and see how they take them down, if that makes sense.
I kept waiting to see spiders, because I knew those were probably the worst.
Yeah, same. I thought they were going to try to throw that in there. But if they do a sequel, maybe they do that. Which, no, never mind. They probably won't, because they're going north. Spiders are in the north. It's cold. Probably going to see some mutated bears and shit.
The thing that they didn't do, that they could do in the sequel, is more aquatic stuff. Where they never did anything that can fly.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a good point.
So you imagine a seagull just shoveling the ground behind you.
Oh shit! Yeah. Like I would like to see that because that world sounds cool. I'd like them to like expand more on it.
I think that the stuff that are more aggressive are the ones that you probably would have to worry about, which is why they show the caterpillar looking thing.
Oh yeah,
And frogs and stuff like that, because those tend to be more. The only thing that they show that was aggressive, that isn't aggressive, are snails. So
well, I mean, he kind of bartered with it, so
yeah, I mean,
I don't know why
I don't know
that.
much about snails,
Yeah.
so I don't know what they.
But he
Only thing I know is that they're vulnerable to salt.
Yeah. Oh, so I just got to play a little bit of some games real quick, and then I'll be
Play some Sekiro near it, yeah.
I can play some Sekiro, and I'll be fine, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys have anything else to add. I've been discussing for all these movies besides Wonder Woman, so.
I enjoyed this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It flew by. I never once been like, are they gonna finish it?
Mm-hmm.
He did a good job as his role. The story didn't feel like it didn't feel predictable, but the outcome is something that was expected and like, oh, what if this happens? I like looking at the lady from Iron Fist. She's a great actress too. The guy that played Yondu is funny usually, and he's kind of made for these kind of movies. I don't remember sound-wise what this movie sounded like at all.
But what?
Like the
score or something, or
yeah, like the score or audio design. I don't really remember.
Okay.
Great job making a dog in a live-action movie. You know it's objective, basically, or how it feels about something.
Mm-hmm. That's about it. I mean, at that point, we're just regurgitating here.
Yeah. The twist. I wasn't expecting that to be the end of the movie. Like the way the movie ends, I thought there was gonna be like the final conflict wasn't there, and that's what I was worried about. I'm like, oh, so just cheesy kids movie. Do you know? I don't. Without spoiling.
I don't remember what the twist was.
When you meet a new character after Objective A is done.
Oh, okay. You didn't expect that to be a thing? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I didn't expect that's what the final conflict was gonna be.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because it was introduced like after he gets there, so it's like
It almost doesn't even seem like a final conflict. It seems sort of like something that leads up to the final conflict.
And then it wraps up real quick, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. I guess that would be like the one downfall. Cause it was like, oh, here's the character. Oh, yep, you guessed it, and then it's over.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be something more drastic.
I guess they needed to bring back, because every frame counts, the warning that the dog gave him. That's how he figured out what was happening. So I'm like, okay, then now that was important. Otherwise, he would have just been like, what? And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, besides that, I recommend the movie. I enjoyed my time with it. There's no white dress, but it's still watchable. To be
you got to
honest
make
with you.
do, you know?
Yeah.
What about you, Randall? What about you, Randall? You enjoyed your time there? Pay a little extra?
The heck are you talking about?
What are you talking about, pervert?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I recommend it, man. Definitely. It's a good movie.
What's your favorite part of it? Without spoilers, obviously. If it's a spoiler, then we can move on.
I don't know if I have a favorite part per se.
Okay.
I would just say that them encountering the different insects were cool.
No, for me, it was the Mavis scene.
Really?
Yeah. That hope from beginning to end. Where do we take this to? Brendan, you got like a laundry list of shit on yours. What do you want to take out here?
It doesn't matter.
All right, well then tell me about
bounce back to Kelsey, or I don't know.
No, I want to hear Shadow in the Cloud from you. What is that?
So the girl
Brian, you're muted.
Didn't you say he's gonna cut off some of it?
He didn't though.
Oh,
I cut off the ones that you guys wanted to cut
Yeah,
off.
we cut the ones like wolf walkers and
I don't remember hearing. I just remember hearing cut off, and then I moved on.
I think the wolf walkers is the only one that. Oh, and the undoing.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf walkers for all of us, and the undoing between me and him.
Okay.
What the hell are you doing?
So that movie is with I forget the actress's name, but it's the girl that played Hit. I think it was Hit Girl in
Kick ass.
yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Chloe Grace
Chloe-
Moretz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she plays this girl who has a package that's a secret package that she needs to get to from point A to point B. It's in a box, leather box that she's carrying with her, and she's protecting it like it's like, I don't know, like initially you can't tell what it is. All you know is like whatever it is, it must be really serious
Mm-hmm.
because she's willing to risk her life for it. So it was during the times where women were not treated the way they're treated now, as far as like the entire movie, the guys that she's on the plane with are like treating her like trash because she is a woman. It was during those times where like they felt like the only thing women were good for is sexual pleasure and fixing them something to eat. Like they were capable of like being
Like 20s or 30s or
I don't know the exact.
I can look. I
Yeah,
guess I can
but-
click on
World War
this.
II, apparently.
So 40s.
It was during those periods where like they were like harshly mistreated and almost like, oh, women can't do this, they can't do that, they blah 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
But unbeknownst to them, this girl was like,
Top dog.
yeah, she was really good. She was a pilot, an engineer. She's had some experience under her belt flying in enemy territory. So needless to say, she could really handle herself. I don't know why I decided to watch this movie, but I'm glad I did because I thought it was really interesting. It's very intense as far as like stress is concerned. Once you find out what the package is,
Oh, okay.
and then
It's a
it's
smaller
weird.
her.
You're breathtaking.
It's interesting because it's like, and this is me making a stab at trying to like convey to you guys what this how this movie is without actually telling you. So you all you guys seen what is it? Cloverfield. What is it called?
Cloverfield.
31 Cloverfield.
It's 10
20.
Cloverfield
10,
Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yes.
You guys all seen them? Of course, Kelsey.
I don't know what that is.
So you remember at the end of the movie where like so the whole movie John Goodman is like the antagonist. It's just like she just needs to get away from this guy. That's the whole meat and potatoes of the movie.
Well, it's not. Are you guys gonna watch? I highly recommend watching 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's
Wait.
But it's not that that's not the protagonist. When you're watching the movie, it's
Wait.
if he's lying or not.
But
That's what it is.
But no, but the whole point though, while she's in it, as she's starting to figure things out,
Oh, that's after.
and
That's
his
like-
creepiness,
Yeah,
especially after he bodies the dude.
that's after. That's way into the movie though.
Mm,
The majority.
not really, because there was a good portion of the time where it was just him and her.
Okay.
But my point in bringing that movie up is so you remember like initially as you're watching the movie, you're like, okay, this movie is going to be about her trying to get away from him.
Yeah.
But then you hear the stories that he's telling her, and you're like, he's lying to her or blah, blah, blah. He's just trying to keep her captured. But then once she finally like escapes, and then you see said thing, you're like, oh, snap, it really is this bad. This really is happening. It's kind of like that in this movie. So it's like the movie is let you to believe that this is the problem or this is the situation, but then other things are introduced and it's like, what? So I thought it was a good roller coaster.
Okay.
I
Yeah, you
recommend
are.
it. It's good. Good movie.
Oh, you went to that pretty quick, Ren. So let me ask you about running since you're running through those fucking reviews. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about Run 2020. As in, it came out in 2020.
I'm trying to remember what else I saw that actress.
I gotta look at see what
Sarah
actress-
Paulson. She's in Glass.
She's in Glass. Yeah.
I didn't see Glass.
Yes.
She's in American Horror Story.
You didn't go with us to watch Glass?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just me, you, and Jam.
Nah, I didn't have any interest in seeing that movie for some strange reason.
She's
You didn't
also
like
in she's also in the female versions of the Ocean's movie.
Yes.
Okay. I liked Unbreakable, and I liked
Miss Split.
Split, but for some reason I don't know. But anyway, I knew she looked familiar, but I just couldn't remember where I saw her. But this movie, I think I did a great idea on watching it because this movie is actually really good too, and I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Because you know how you guys are like, I don't know if you do it on purpose, but you know how sometimes you either purposely or subconsciously try to like figure out where this movie is going, or it's this person did it, or this is why this is happening.
That's Brian to a T.
Okay.
He sees one thing, he's like, I bet this person. And he tries to call it like 10 minutes into the movie.
All right, so
But I'm usually accurate.
I'm really interested to see how Brian handles this movie, because
We have to give stipulations to Brian. It means when you say you call it, there's no more changing it. That's how you get him to get it wrong. If he'll give one information, I'm swapping it. Nah, bro, you didn't call it then.
so
You're lying.
in this particular movie, it wouldn't be so much about who done it. It's more like what's going on, because it's established very clearly on who did what.
Okay.
Because the movie is pretty much centered around the girl and the lady and her daughter.
Okay.
The lady in red.
What?
He said the lady. That's a reference. Don't worry about it.
You literally don't find out exactly what happened until like the last, I don't know,
5 minutes.
15 minutes of the movie.
But is it a good payoff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's like one of those like, what? Like, this is terrible.
It's
Like,
from
this is really terrible.
That's from the same people who did Searching, apparently, and that was a really good movie.
Oh yeah, I fucked with that movie.
So I mean, if they got a back-to-back banger, then yeah, I have to watch this.
Yeah, it's
So
like,
what is it? You wanna see me? You wanna
Guess it.
react to me react.
I mean,
to the
if you're
movie?
up for it, I mean, one of the days, one of the weekends you're over here, if you feel like watching it, yeah, sure. I like to see your.
And Ready or Not, because he still hasn't seen it.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So then
I gotta watch
next-
that movie too.
Oh, you really? Pissing me off.
But I would
T-pose.
definitely like. I don't know when you should call it though. When should you be like, okay, what's happening?
Brian decides that. He's gonna literally watch and be like, I bet this happened, just out of instinct, and that's when we lock him in.
Okay.
When he says that, whatever he says, that's it.
All right.
Okay, so hold on. Can I call what I think
No.
is coming up next, and then if I'm right about that, I get another call?
I knew he was
Can I
gonna
do
say
like
that.
I don't know, Brian. I'm not more making the
So
rules
this-
here, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna pitch this as the rule,
Okay.
and you let me know.
Okay.
I call something that I think's gonna happen soon.
Okay.
If I'm right, I continue. If I'm wrong, I have to shut the hell up. I'm wrong about the rest of it.
I don't know. That's no, because you can still guess the ending. I think that's what he wants you to do, is to guess what happened.
You want me to guess the ending?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming, right?
I mean, that's a little far fetched. I don't want him to guess what's going to happen at the end, because that could be anything. I want him
then I don't
to
know.
explain to me what is happening. Like, what is the problem? What is the situation?
You can clearly see what's happening. You're watching the movie.
Kelsey's on the ball right now.
No, because that's not accurate.
So I mean, it's edited in such a way where there's gaps in the person's memory or something.
No.
Okay, I don't know. I guess I'm not gonna see it.
Everything
I haven't seen it.
Everything is shown in chronological order. It's just that I don't want to give too
Okay,
much
so that's
information.
that's fine. I don't know. You guys sort that out off air.
So
How
I don't
you-
know what the game is, but next time I'm there, I'm down to watch both movies.
With
You just
Ready or
tell me
Not being
when-
first, because I
you
know
just-
Ready or Not is lit. I haven't seen that one.
You just tell me when we're doing this.
Well,
and
no,
then
it's
I'll
going to
be there.
happen organically. So we're just going to sit down and we're going to watch the movie. And whenever that jump pops out of your body and you're like,
Yeah.
then
I'm down. I'm literally down whenever.
No, Bro, no, he's
No, I'm
you
talking
guys are
about
two
when you
different
call
pages when he calls it.
while we're watching the movie and you call it.
I'm talking about the
Yes.
act of watching it.
And yes.
Yes.
So
That's-
the act of watching it whenever,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll have our people rendezvous and my people call your people as terms of the rules.
Okay. But yeah, without giving too much information, it's just a movie centered around a mother and her daughter. And it's a lot of bad junk, man.
Okay.
A lot of bad junk.
Okay.
And it again, one of the reasons why I love this movie so much is because the girl is smart.
Oh, they'll do some dumb stuff.
She doesn't do dumb stuff, man. She's smart.
Okay.
And she's
That doesn't
brave.
sell. Who does
See,
that?
I mean, that gets me to watch it because, again, Ready or Not does the same thing. There's some weird, what the hell's going on moments at the beginning, but once she knows what's happening, it's go time, and she delivers. You know.
Yeah. That's
So-
how this girl is too.
What's up, Brian?
I'll ask you after when people are saying what they're gonna do this week.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, let's go to Mass Effect, dude, because Randall just ran through a bunch of these, so
You skipped one from him.
I know I'm coming back. There's a plethora of things. That's
I'm
why
talking to the audience. It's a monologue,
Okay.
bitch.
So Kelsey, you finished Mass Effect 3.
Finished Mass Effect 3.
What ending
Finally.
did you get?
I did. I jumped into the beam and synthesized everything.
Oh, how did that turn out?
Everybody started to glow.
That's it?
So it lit. So there, the two main options were, you destroy them, you
Mhm.
control them, and then the third one is you sacrifice yourself into the crucible and put your DNA into it, and then that breaks it down and synthesizes machines and organics, or synthetics and organics together, and basically combines them.
Yeah.
And so then every organic is now has like computer parts or is partly synthetic,
Yeah.
and all synthetics, like pure synthetics, have a true understanding of organics.
Nice. I picked the Controlling the Reapers when I played.
Was the DLC that had a fourth ending? I don't remember what the ending is. I know that you can shoot at the hologram.
What?
So you know how it makes you choose?
Yeah.
And then there's the kid. You can shoot the kid.
Get the fuck out.
I don't remember what it does though.
You sure it's not like an edit or a video edit or some shit?
I'm trying to find a video that just shows all the endings. 'Cause
Okay.
I was gonna jokingly say, but I don't know if he was gonna pick it, so I waited. But I'm trying to find just that ending.
And then you just let us know. All right. Well, I mean, you got through it. Tell me what you think. Mass Effect 3.
I mean,
Let's go with what we know we were going to talk about here. The fucking journal. Because
dude, how do you go from something so amazing as the journal in 2 to whatever the fuck that notepad bullshit is that you have in 3?
Yeah.
It doesn't cover anything. You finish quests, it doesn't tell you any information, nothing. Oh, you picked up this thing. Well, let me look. Oh, okay, now I need to deliver that to the guy. No, it's just, hey, find some poison and deliver it to this dude on the Citadel. Okay, well, did I find the poison? I don't remember if I found the poison or not.
you'd think you'd go into the inventory and find it, right? Not
I
there.
just watched that ending. Don't do it.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to say what it is?
I'm not going to
Yeah.
replay this, so.
You lose to the Reapers.
That's it.
Everybody
sh-
just
Yeah,
dies.
so you shoot him. I remember the shooting, but then it goes into a deep voice. It goes, "So be it," and then it goes down to the earth, and it's a hologram of Liara, basically saying, "And we lost. We did everything we could, but we lost. My name is Liara Tassoni," and then that's it.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Okay. I mean, they had to have put something like that in. Like there had to be an ending where that happens at some point. What was the difference between the original and the extended cut?
Imagine 30 seconds of an ending. Imagine them giving you no context, and every ending felt like the exact same thing happened.
Oh, okay.
So they actually added a lot more
Yeah.
dialogue after picking what you wanted.
The ending
So.
So the first time I didn't pick synth. I didn't pick synthesis. I picked the other one.
Controlling.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I'm like, hey, if someone's gonna have to deal with this, it's gonna be me.
Yep.
Then when I beat it on Legendary, after the DLC, they gave it an ending.
Yeah.
If you pick, no, fuck them. After everything happens, like, technology bodied, then everybody but you lands on a certain planet because the Omega relays are just gone.
Yeah.
Credits or whatever, and then it goes back to your body, and you see Shepard breathing.
That's
So when I did that, I was like, let's fucking go, dude.
Oh, so that's probably the ending that we're going to go with the new one. Right?
We don't see Shepard's body. She just picks up the part of his suit and then whispers to me, fucking drama. So we don't know if he's alive.
Well, what planet does he land on? Was it a snowy scape? Like,
No, he doesn't land anywhere. He's at the fights. He's where you ended.
oh, okay. I thought you said
this
like
is if you
after.
choose to destroy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what so one of my viewers has been coming in and like he's been giving me like direction but not trying to spoil anything.
Right.
And he's like, you need to finish the game so that I can talk to you about what this clip is with the new one.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay. And he told me after I finished the game, and I was like, that was not in mine, like at all. Because you disintegrate. Like you literally like you're gone. That's it.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, well, I'm assuming that you die in all three of these. And he goes, yeah. And I said, okay. And it sounds like if you try to control them, you just vaporize. And it sounds
Mhm.
like if you go into the beam, you just vaporize. And it sounds like if you blow it up, you just vaporize. And so I'm like, where the fuck does this scene come in where your character is breathing at the end?
So it seems like it's if you
this.
destroy him.
Mm-hmm.
So he lied to you, right to your face.
So I
So
don't
he's
know.
banned, but yeah.
I was gonna go back and. Oh, I also had my Paragon all the way up, and so I got the elusive man to kill himself.
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
I didn't have it when I got to that. I didn't have it high enough.
Yeah, apparently it's a difficult task, and I was like, bro, I've had max Paragon since like the
Out
third
the womb,
mission,
bro.
It feels really easy in that game. Most of the time, I'm gonna go all good or all bad my first playthrough. Whatever my reaction is, that's what I do.
Yeah.
There were times where I would just kick someone out the window or whatever, like badass move, and I still had Paragon full.
Yeah, I really
That's
like this
weird.
one because there were a lot of times that they want you to use both more, where there's renegade options that are actually really good, and there are Paragon options that are really good, and there's certain scenes and things that you're like, no, you should go with the renegade because it actually benefits you more. Type stuff.
Like narrative wise.
Yeah. So, but the journal, dude, holy shit.
I'm not sure
Like,
why it's so
it's
it's getting difficult to just track the shit that I'm doing. Like
I don't understand. Like, I really just don't understand. They had the most glorious journal that you could have in 2. It was like, oh, these are your priority missions. These are the ones that are going to advance the story.
Yep.
Here are some secondary ones under a different section that you can go, I don't really want to continue the story. What can I do that I know is not part of the story? And I'll go do those.
Yep.
You know, now they're like, oh, it's labeled priority. Fucking where? Like you have to search through the goddamn thing. You can't ever fucking find it because you have 40 fucking, things.
Side missions from who knows where, because you get calls from who knows who. Hey, go get this place. Go get that.
You have to run around the Citadel and hope that you like pass by the one person that's like, hey, I'm really just trying to find this artifact. I just don't know that I'm going to be able to find it. Then you just see a fucking journal entry update and go, there's a thing you have to go do, and what does it say? Go find this thing and then come back to the Citadel and turn it in. To fucking who? Where am I going? Where is this person located? What, did I find it? Like, you scan the planets and it's like, oh, you got an artifact. Cool. What does the journal say? Find the artifact and return to the Citadel. Well, did I find it or not?
It's not. It's just it wasn't it. That was not a journal. You just as they got to a point where I'm like, I'm just doing the main mission. I know where I'm supposed to go. It highlights that for me.
I don't know. I was so upset with that. Like, and then the fucking Normandy with that goddamn security gate. Why? What is the fucking point? Okay? Like, on the Citadel, you fucking blast through that shit, Like, why would... There's no reason to have something that stops your character on your own goddamn ship. They didn't even use it for anything. It's not like, oh, somebody's trying to fucking trespass. That's why it's there. No, it literally is just a bullshit prop that forces your character to stop for no goddamn reason.
All that loading.
Get your shit together.
What are you talking about? We need to go and deallocate all of that memory from the Citadel and then allocate it for whatever in the ship. There's so many dialogue options. That's a lot of audio we got to put in RAM. So that's why we do it.
I am really upset with myself though, because I ruined my my romantic interest with Liara by sleeping with Trainer.
You really did just slang that thing around
everybody, dude.
Trainer's a W though.
Oh yeah, she is. But like, I managed to, get Liara in the first one and then do it, and then even with all the slaying I was doing in the second one, still got her to come around. And then in the third,
I like what you did there.
And then in the third one, I was like, I should restart. I should not do this because I'm pretty sure it's going to ruin my chances with her. And I had several people come in and go, no, you didn't ruin your chances. And I couldn't find anything online about like, if you do this, it ruins your chances, that kind of stuff. And I'm just really upset. I was like, she's like, you sleep with whoever you want, I'm just done playing games. And I'm like, no, like,
but I love you.
Maybe I'll change.
Yeah. I'll keep it in my pants.
The Citadel DLC. The Citadel DLC, when Fake Shep is like trying to steal your steal the Normandy, and then fires Trainer for fraternization, and she comes off the ship. Shepard comes from the fucking docks, and she starts yelling at Shepard like, "You fire me for fraternizing? Like, after everything, bitch, did you not just come from the ship where Shepard was? Like, do you put two and two together here? Like, what are you doing?"
It's an oversight.
Oh no.
Excuse me.
So
The Citadel DLC.
Did you like it?
Right.
it was good. Like, especially I've kept everybody alive except for, Thane more Legion,
Yeah.
which you really have no choice, and I'm really upset about.
You don't have to tell me. Mort? No. All right.
Morty.
That hit.
He
Morton,
was the
sorry.
funniest character, dude.
Yes, that hit.
Like, and then I'm really pissed with Legion because like it's one of those cool characters that you get for 4 seconds in the second game, you know,
Yeah.
and then in the third game, you run into him. He has a really cool arc, and then he's gone.
Yep.
And it's like, bruh, really?
He didn't give me a choice. It's things where like the most of the game is about choice, and you feel like if they let me, there's probably a choice where I could save them. If you've maybe written in some way, you know. But I guess they wanted you to have the feels for some of these characters. So
I was playing the first time I played this. I was playing one long ass session. When I got to the Thane part, I didn't play for like a day or two.
Dude, I almost quit after Morden died.
yeah,
And then I was like, no, like,
He was singing his
No.
song all the way up too.
it has to be me.
and
There's no one other.
then
I'm a modern day Solarian.
yeah, and then you get to the Thane thing.
Yep.
And like, you know, he was dying to begin with. Like he told you that in the second game.
Yeah.
He tells, he's like, I'm dying. I really don't have that much longer to live. Whatever. And then he fucking sacrifices himself basically for to save the counselor.
Yeah.
And it just kind of rushes things along, and you're going, I mean, I know that he was dying, but
I wanted more
Really?
time with him.
If I was, whatever, this guy is just a hired gun. He can die along the way. It was that point where listen, man, you can suck off my neighbor if you want. I don't give a shit what you're doing. This guy has to die.
Mm-hmm.
You don't stab baby boy in the chest like that.
Mm-mm. Good stuff.
so,
Okay, you got one more Mass Effect game to play now.
When it comes out, yeah.
You mean the trilogy remaster when it's all one game? Yeah.
No, the new one they announced that's coming out. That's the
Oh,
only
that one
other
too.
one that exists that I can
Dare I
think of.
say it? Andromeda.
Dude, I can't. I really can't. Like what was it? I played that when it first released, and there were so many goddamn bugs. Like, I got to the desert planet, and I tell everybody this: you're driving through the dunes in the tank, and every time you look up, the screen gets a little bit brighter, and then eventually it's just a white screen. You can't see anything. You can't fix it. You can't do anything with it. And you have to literally save and exit the game and then come back in, or you can't do it. But I finally beat the desert planet and then got
Then
there
you
was
went
like
to a
some
cave planet and looked down, and it got darker until it went black.
but then there was like some side story stuff, like side mission things where you like send characters on shit, and I couldn't collect rewards, and I was like,
I'm
but
done
I
here.
need the character and I
Yeah.
want the reward, and it was like, no, and I was like, well, then I guess I'm done with the game. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Then no to you too, Alta 4. That's insane. Do we? I think I already asked you guys this. Do we know if it's a top to bottom or bottom to top remaster, like new assets and stuff, or is it just ported over to run on new consoles?
I don't have a clue.
We'll see in March.
Yeah, I like, as much as I love this series, I'm probably not going to get it right away because I don't want to just
Blindly give it to them without knowing.
yes.
I don't think I'm capable of making the decision. My wallet's just gonna.
It's
I'm
just
just
like
gonna
God
own the
all
game
over
one day.
again. If it's a top to bottom like acid redone, that I might give it. I might play through it again, like
I
new
don't own
player
a
models,
copy
new
anymore.
environment. So that'd be
If
really
they
cool.
fix the fucking journal, I will give them money right now.
I don't think that's. You're asking way too much.
I really just don't understand how you can go from having
A
such an
good system.
amazing system, yes, to whatever this is. Like, it's just garbage. And half the time, like, you come back in, they fucked up the message terminal, they fucked up the journal, the codexes, everything. Like, you go into the journal, and half the time it selects some bullshit that you've already completed that has nothing to do with what you're trying to look at. It reorganizes things. Like, you tell it to sort by name or whatever, and then you'll like close it and you open it back up and it's not sorted anymore. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Maybe next time on the remaster. I'm hoping it's more than just a port. That's what I'm hoping for. Cause that's the last thing I want to see. It's a for the remaster, the re-release, and it just renders at 4K. I don't want that.
Yeah, I'm. That's why I'm holding off. I don't want to get that. Like it's BioWare, but it's EA.
Yeah.
And I can't. They haven't released anything except for like Apex 11
and
Squadrons. Yeah. Squadrons and Apex Legends are the only two in the last like 5-6 games that they've released.
The other Star Wars games you guys liked.
Yeah, the Dark Souls one.
The Dark Souls
Jedi, The Last Jedi.
Fallen Order or something. No, it's Fallen Order, you're right. Kelsey said the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's 3 so far. Oh no, and Titanfall 2. Again, I know you don't vouch for it. I'm telling you Titanfall 2's fire.
Yeah, the gameplay was worth it.
Like, I really enjoyed the first one, but then there was nothing really to do. And then they were like, oh, we're just going to come out with a second one. No, bitch, just update the first one with a lot of the things that you put in the second one, because you could have done that.
Yeah, most likely. I think they used a different engine. There's something that's their what's the word? Their justification for it. Which
you know
cool,
how you do that?
But that's
you take the original and you build the new engine, and then you release an update.
You're not gonna tell me. Is he telling me that?
We're developers. We fucking know how this works.
Is he telling me that?
What do you mean, dude? You can't like take years of a break from a game and then say in 2021 there's a new DLC character for Skullgirls. You can't just do that, right? It's happening. It's happening, pussy.
All right, we're gonna move. So out of the 3 Mass Effects, what's your rank
Put them
here?
in order.
Yeah.
Put them in order. Best to worst.
Now that you've gotten through all the trilogy.
Including DLCs.
I mean, the first one's number 1 for me. There were things.
It was a major RPG, so.
Yeah, like I loved the RPG element to it. Shira says 2, 1, 3, Andro, and Brian says there's only 3 games.
I think that's my list too. For me, it's Mass Effect 2, 1, and then 3.
Like gameplay wise, if we're doing gameplay wise, probably 1, 3, 2, because I loved the RPG element of the first one. The third one, they like expanded on the bullshit that they did in 2 to try and streamline it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it actually felt like you had to like making a choice made a difference. It wasn't just
fill up the bar.
You got enough points. Here's more damage.
You're done.
Like
each one beats the others in a specific aspect for me.
Yeah.
So the first one wins for this RPG side of the game. The second one is for the crew alone.
Ooh, facts.
Is what you actually. I loved almost all of them. You know what? I loved all of them. The third one, up until the ending, the vanilla ending, it had the best narrative.
Mm-hmm.
They fixed the ending and then gave me the Citadel DLC. So in terms of the story, the third one is my favorite.
And then in Andromeda, they put them all together and made the ultimate Mass Effect game.
What the hell is that? A fan game? What is that?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I really liked the gameplay in 3. I liked a lot of the things that they fixed from 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she could run more than 4 feet without getting tired.
She still looks funny doing it, though.
She does. And then, like, I like that they brought back some of the RPG elements. You know, the story obviously got, was great moving forward. I liked the fact that there was loss, but hated it all at the same time.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's one of those things where you're like, I don't want anybody to die because I love all of these characters.
Yep.
But the fact that they died makes you enjoy them that much more.
Yeah.
You know?
They chose in Mass Effect 2, when you realize Archangel's Garrus, I couldn't even use my controller because my erection was covering it. But then you see the ship shoot him in the face, immediate anger. And then he healed. I'm like, I'm back into it. Besides Garrus, and not including Miranda, she's wife, but I'm not including her in terms of my favorite characters, but she's my favorite romance option. It's Garrus, Thane, and Legion. In one game, they took two of those away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the fucking Citadel, when he's like, oh, you're Shepard, right? They left you a message. I was like, I don't know if I can handle this.
I do need to go back. I made a save during the Citadel DLC because I couldn't get some of the cutscenes or interactions to activate, and I was tired of running around trying to get them to go. Like I didn't see grunts. I missed Thane's thing. I found Morden, the PDA from Morden.
Yeah.
You know, with his message, but I didn't see Thane's. Then I think there were a couple of others.
Did you do the Liara scene on the piano?
No.
Hers is nice.
Is that when you I did the what is it? Because you could choose like quiet or energetic, and I chose energetic. Is that?
Oh, I don't remember that option, but I guess I probably chose quiet, and you just sit next to her and she plays the piano, and then she puts her head on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And I was like,
no,
God damn it!
I'm gonna have to play it again and like have Liara be the romance option.
The main thing.
Like, yeah.
You can't just sling that around, Kelsey. You gotta pick one. And...
I don't know if it's only male Shepard. You can obviously romance Tally.
Mm-hmm.
If you take her on a mission with you, she like dirty talks you while you're in the mission. But it's like she.
Wait, you
flirts
can
with you in the
romance
mission.
Tally?
Yeah.
What?
So you don't know what you get after you romance Tally? Okay. I don't know if you want me to tell you or you want to go along with the ride of it.
Go
Well,
on with the ride.
I only ever play FemShep, so.
Oh.
Oh, well then. You might as well
So she gives you a portrait of what her face looks like under her mask.
That's awesome.
The part that pisses me off though, it's a stock photo that they edited to be her face.
Like at the very end, after you beat the game, it does and it shows it like talks about like what happened and whatever. They show a Quarian. I don't know if it's necessarily Tally, but they show a Quarian like standing there talking to somebody, and they have the hood but no mask on, so you actually get to see their face in one of the. It's just a still, but
Her romance arc is funny because like obviously because of her suits they have weak immune systems, so you find her at the bar just pumping back like immune boosters while also getting drunk. So she's like, yes, fucking do it.
I love the when she's on the ship in 3 and she's drunk at the bar and she's like, it's an emergency induction port. That's a straw. Emergency induction port.
I think that's the scene, but they also add in like she's trying to build up her immune system, but yeah.
So who is your 3? Miranda, Thane, and Legion?
Oh, my top 3 characters?
Yeah.
Garrus, Thane, Legion.
Garrus, Thane, and Legion. Anthony, what about you?
As in just characters that I liked?
Yeah.
Morton, Rex, and who was my third? Samara.
Okay.
Samara?
Yeah, fuck with Samara. She had like the best model.
Yeah, like her model was done really well. I don't know if it's a texture work or like every time she was on the scene, her model looked better than everybody else's.
Mine is Rex, Tally, and it's kind of a toss up between like I really like Liara, but like I don't know if I like her more of just like as the romantic partner or for her dialogue and things, or if like an actual character, or Javik.
Javik's a good pick too. He was a really good character.
I did like in 3 that the character that your squad actually did stuff. Like you could
Yes.
physically see them do damage.
Yep.
When they use their abilities, it's like it felt like they were doing stuff. I really enjoyed the combinations. Like I think the funniest combination is using Liara. I always used Liara and Javik as the characters that I took with me.
Okay.
Because using cryo damage, you let them shoot the thing and freeze them, and then have Javik pick them up and slam them, and it just shatters.
Shattered. Dead. Just fucking dead. That's a good combo.
The second game and third game, I never had an issue with my squad. It was the first game where I would send Garrus out, and if he got shot and murdered in one shot like always, I knew someone was there. Because he did absolutely nothing in the first game.
Who didn't?
Garrus. I
Oh
would
yeah.
send Garrus out. It didn't matter how I built him, one shot would sleep him. So I wouldn't know someone's around the corner if I see him instantly go horizontal.
That's what Arcane does. Like, I can't fucking roll with the Shepherd. He's over here just sending me to my death every time.
That's my guy. That's baby boy, dude.
Ooh. All right. Cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Quarians are probably my favorite race. I just think they're really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just think they're awesome.
According to the tally race, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just double checking. That's why in the...
Like-
did I romance Tally in the third one? Or in the first one? I don't remember. I know I did Miranda Lawson on site. And then... And third one, I think I did Tally. And the first one and the third one, I did Tally. And then the second one, I did Miranda.
The first, all right, so you know how you can carry your save over for runs. So my first time playing all three, obviously. First game was Liara, then it was Miranda, obviously, and the third game was Tally, and then when I did my final run, it was I think Liara, Miranda again because the Citadel DLC lets you do that.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Pipe.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, Sigurd. You have no idea what's coming to you.
He has no clue. And that dad guy, if it ever says punch as an option, I'm starting my dominance.
Oh,
I'm scissoring his wife, and I'm beating the shit out of you, dude.
I meant to ask you, what happened to Sigurd after the talk?
He stayed. I mean, he just chilled. He's walking around my settlement.
Okay, so apparently there's two different things that can happen.
Which is what?
One, he stays in Norway, or he comes back to
to England with me?
Yeah. And
Oh,
it all depends on there's like 5 or 6 different scenarios where your actions have a big impact on his trust in you.
And you scissoring Radme has nothing to do with it?
So that's one of the ones that you can apparently do before he gets kidnapped. And if you do that, it impacts negatively.
Ah, okay. I was about to say, you could just take his girl free?
Wait, so if you do the mission where you scissor her after he's kidnapped, you're good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I know the route.
So you have to wait. You're going to have to wait right until the wedding. A wedding. And then that's when you can do it. That's when I had to do it.
Wedding?
Yeah. You haven't done a wedding yet?
I think if you just hold off on
Brian, hold on. I don't think because he's not done with this game yet. You haven't done a wedding.
I've done a wedding.
Okay.
With the unintelligible person. Like
Brian,
you just can't understand.
Brian can do his voice. It's good.
Oh, that's good.
That's very good.
You're talking about like Gunner?
Yeah, Gunner is his name. That's what it was. I think it was.
Yeah. I was schlepping what's her name way before I did that.
But that's what I'm saying. But for people like myself who I could not do that to my brother, I'm like, I'll wait. And then he tells you we've broken up. It's fine.
Yeah, they dissolved
But you can't. I went right to her as soon as he said, I'm like, facts. I moved his fucking face out of the way and ran to her, but didn't give me the option to. until after that wedding.
No, I waited till he was kidnapped and then just started schlepping her all around.
This man slays.
Like
He throws that shit
Dag
around.
even watched me at one point. Dag was
Dag
standing
came in and
outside.
said, "Dag," and Randall came in behind. Dag.
No, I'd have walked past and said, "You piece of trash."
That's your brothers.
Yeah.
You
All
start
right.
rubbing clits.
But I mean, they talk about their problems, from the very beginning.
Like right when you get
the
there.
very beginning.
Right when you
Like
get
we're
there.
literally just a
peace treaty
marriage
marriage.
yeah. It was an arranged marriage for peace, and it had nothing to do with how they actually felt with each other. I mean, he would go off for years on end and not come back. It's literally the very beginning of the game.
You can't have that. Your lady needs to get, Anywho, so we got to move on to.
It's like I'm an arts and crafts fucking project where I'm going to be scissoring her.
Oh, shit.
What the heck is going on?
Randall, I need you to tell me what's going on down below. You feel me?
What?
What lies below? You watched the movie.
Oh.
The hell? You getting snippy with me?
Turned off.
I was like, what the heck are you talking about?
Raising your goddamn voice getting me hard. What lies below?
God. What movie was that?
Oh my lord! I can click on it for you.
That movie. That movie was weird, bro.
It says the synopsis is: a 16-year-old girl returns home from camp and learns that her mother has a new boyfriend, one she intends to marry, a man whose charm, intelligence, and beauty make him look like he's not human at all.
Mm-hmm.
So what lies below his pants, Randall?
It ain't that.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what type of movie.
Although,
It's a
okay,
USB slot.
huh?
It's a USB slot.
Oh. I actually watched this movie while I was doing some art, so its main purpose was supposed to be like background noise. But I did watch it a little bit. Well, I did watch it, but it's not like a movie that I would recommend to you guys to go watch. It was entertaining at best.
Okay.
I could tell you guys what happened because I don't think any of you guys would want to watch it.
If you started off with you don't recommend it to us, go have at it.
All right, so basically, the movie is about this girl who comes home from camp. Her mother picks her up from camp. I guess it's summer camp or whatever. During that time, what?
You said camp like 6 times.
During that time, her mother starts dating this guy while she's at home at camp 7.
Dating.
So when she comes back home
From where?
from camp, they're staying at they have like a house that's like not too far from the camp.
Oh.
So
There's a lot of camping going on.
yeah. So, but anyway, they introduced the guy as like perfect. Like I'm guessing he's supposed to be like super attractive. They keep doing the shots on his body and stuff like that.
Is he actually like built or like?
I mean, he's like
a runner
not
body.
in my terms of built. He's like a
He's just lean, like runner.
yeah, like that. So basically, what ends up happening is there is a part of the movie where I was like really interested in it, and
Camp?
no, camp is over at this point.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh damn! I hope they had fun at band camp.
So, okay, so it starts out where what?
Shira says this film sounds kind of campy so far.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. He's on board right there.
So what ends up happening is her mother introduces her daughter to the guy. Mm-hmm. Of course, the guy is like really like charismatic and smooth and all that stuff like that. He even had a gift for the girl, which was a bracelet. He goes into this long, outlandish explanation on like the history of the bracelet and where it came from and the first civilization and blah 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 and all the stuff like that because he's introduced as being a scientist.
Okay.
So she takes the gifts, she wears it. I'm trying to remember where exactly things started to get weird. Because up until this point, it was just all normal. It was just normal conversation. Him explaining what he does as a scientist, how him and her mother got introduced, and why they started dating and all that stuff like that. This is all like happening like at the table.
Yeah, but what?
I think the first thing that was weird was
when he went below.
Below the table.
They're under the camp at this point.
Oh, okay. Is Jason there?
That'd be funny if the guy's name was Jason.
I actually don't remember what the guy's name was.
Oof.
Isn't it like 713413?
So they get into an argument.
His name.
What?
What the fuck was that number?
His name is John Smith.
Wow.
Or
The
Tommy.
most generic name ever.
Yeah, like that. That's almost a John Doe name, like the medical people give for people who can't be identified.
So the girl gets into an argument with her mom. Mom storms off. She ends up going on the boat with the guy because he's like doing his science studies, which has to do with aquatic stuff.
That's what lies below. Got it. Okay.
So while he's doing that, for whatever reason, he has to take off his shirt to reach for something in the water.
Because you got to be as wet
So
as
he
possible.
takes off his shirt.
Yeah.
So he's having a conversation with her. She, during conversation, starts to go through her menstrual cycle. So she starts bleeding.
Okay.
So he notices it before she does. And he takes his balled up shirt and he shoves it in between her legs. This girl is 17 years old, by the way.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, that's weird.
Now maybe
Right.
shove should not have been the word I should use it because he didn't do it violently.
Okay,
he just
that sounded like he
just quickly did it.
Okay.
And she was, of course, she was like, "What the heck are you doing?"
Because she didn't know it was happening.
Yeah,
so-
and then she looks down, and she sees that. Of course, she's embarrassed. But the part, I think, to my knowledge, this is when it gets weird, is when during the process of him doing that, he gets blood on his fingers, and he's like, "We're both scientists," because I think she's studying something science. I don't remember what her major was, but it was something in the science division.
Mm-hmm.
So he's starting to calm down. He's like, "Don't worry about it. It's cool. We're both scientists." Blah 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 blah. He has blood on her blood
On her finger.
on his fingers.
Uh-huh. Don't say he smells it. No, don't say he licks it.
He puts both fingers in his mouth and tastes it.
What else are
Yeah.
you supposed to do? You got to clean them off, man. Like,
There's water around you.
there's not.
And then he looks at
Stripes.
her.
But you might damage the ecosystem there. You just gotta.
What?
It's just tomato juice.
So he looks at her and does like the.
Nah.
You have.
I'm swimming back. I'm swimming back.
Hold on.
And then he says,
Wait.
"You had." I don't know if this was like some hidden message or whatever, but he says, "You have red in your hair." Cut scene. I don't know. I don't know what to think
Nah.
at this point.
I'm out. Mom, you were a fucking creep, bro. Like, I'm out. I'm swimming back.
Somehow he convinces her that it was an accident. It happened. It was no big deal.
Randall,
I have a
this
question. Hold on.
it ain't an accident.
Hold
All
on,
right? When you
hold
make
on, I
those
have a
questions.
No, he wasn't focusing on the finger part. He was focusing on the fact that she had her menstruals. Like it
Oh.
began, and we're gonna say, Brian.
When he is he looking her in the eye?
The whole time, no. When he actually tastes it, you know how like when you look down and you're trying to figure out what something tastes like.
Yeah.
He does that whole thing. He puts his mouth, looks down, does and then once he realizes whatever he realized,
He's like, oh,
he
I'm a
looks up at
fucking
her.
creep.
and
That's what you
says,
realize.
You have red in your hair. Like, what? What does that even mean?
Randall, if I was her and this happened, when he looks up, gone. Disappearing.
They're in the middle of a lake on a boat.
I can swim, right?
What you would have heard? All right, so the camera's on him. He does this. You would have heard from afar. Yeah, Cobbs. He just drank my period.
Yeah, like nah, bro.
So at this point, this is dead giveaway. She is freaking out. She now officially thinks this dude is weird.
Yeah. Weird.
So
Now she thinks he's weird.
Yeah.
No, she thought he was weird from the beginning, but she thought he was kind of like a
Too good to be true kind of thing.
no. More like he's a scientist, and people who usually dabble in that type of stuff don't exactly have like the best
Social skills.
Yeah. So he was in that category.
Mm-hmm.
You better sound like he said dabble in the stuff like it's sorcery.
I mean, it's kind of is sorcery. Science is sorcery. But anyway, so this is the part of the movie that irritated me because she doesn't fall into the category as smart teenage girl. Because immediately she should have told her mom, what she didn't.
So she came back to the house and not a word was spoken of the
She
period
just focused
drinker.
on taking a shower. That's all she was focused on. So she's taking a shower. Dude comes into the bathroom and says, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yes, I'm fine." He pretends this. You would have liked this. They did like a really cool shot where.
Oh, okay, I'm like, I don't know where you're going with this, bro, but
Nah, it has to do with cinematography.
okay.
They do a really cool shot.
He's already watching porn in your living room. I can only imagine that,
That's why I was scared. I'm like, what's about to happen? That's the canon, Randall. Go ahead.
You gonna have people thinking I watch porn, man. Anyway,
What do you mean think? We know.
I don't.
Cinematography, go ahead.
There's a shot where it's like her in the shower, and then it's him on the outside of the shower. But they cut it and they do it in such a they frame it in such a way where it's like, you know, like sometimes when two people are talking on opposite sides of the door, but they're in one frame.
Yeah.
And the door and the wall is in the middle, but it's cut. It's like a cutaway. It's like that, but it's the shower curtain.
Ah, okay.
But it was done really cool.
Okay.
Because like the lighting where her in the shower is different from the outside, obviously.
Because it's probably darker, more menacing because he's a fucking creep. Yeah.
So he pretends to go out the bathroom, but he doesn't. He closes the door so that she can hear it. It's like, oh, he's gone. So she's like still showering and stuff like that. And this dude is like literally on the other side of the shower curtain, and he's like sniffing her in like she's cocaine. He's like in this euphoric like position, like bro. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with this dude, bro?
Get him the out.
Yeah. So like that's what I kept hearing Brian's voice in my head as I'm watching this movie. So
I mean, you're not supposed to sniff up your girlfriend or wife or whatever.
That's not who's in there.
It's his girlfriend's daughter. She's 17, by the way, again. So anyway,
Kevin's like, I don't see an issue here, officer.
Yeah, officer, that's him right there.
So she calls her friend over. She doesn't call the police. She doesn't tell her mom. She calls her friend, who is the same age as her, to come over because she feels that my mother's boyfriend is creepy. I need you to come over here now. So she comes over, tells her what happened. Her friend has the smart reaction. Mm-hmm. She's like, did you tell your mother? No, I didn't tell my mother. Are you She gets up from the conversation and goes upstairs to go tell her mother.
Oh, nice.
So she's downstairs.
Way to ruin a good thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry I have here on the podcast.
So she's like listening in as she's walking around in the house, and she hear her like talking, and then she doesn't hear anything anymore. And then the scene cuts to her in her room sleep.
What the fuck is up with the pacing here? What's going on?
It's weird. It's really weird. So at this point, this is the part that I thought was really messed up, aside from everything else that's going on, is that this dude, and please forgive me for how I am explaining this, but I am trying to convey this in the most accurate way possible.
Okay.
This dude is really giving it to her, man, on a regular basis. They make it well known by the moans that is coming from that bedroom.
Oh, I see.
And he's like, every night, he is giving it to her, man.
Okay.
To the point where she is
sleeping outside now because she can't take the noise.
She is locked. Her mother is locked in, bro. Like, she's like, I am not going to choose anything else over this man.
Oh, shit.
That's how bad he's putting it down.
Oh,
What if it's him moaning?
Well, Brian, I'm pretty sure it was her.
You sure? Because I can make a convincing female sound.
Nah, it was her.
Okay.
So where was I going with this? So I'm trying to just speed this up because a lot of stuff happened. But basically, you know for sure that something is really weird with this guy is when she's having her mother starts to get sick. And she's like throwing up and stuff like that or whatever.
She was not pregnant?
That was my first thought was that she's pregnant.
If
she's probably pregnant.
Laying it the way you're saying,
Yeah.
like I'm thinking that's a little kid in there.
Yeah. So she comes back and she sends her daughter to go get medicine and stuff like that. She comes back and she's like trying to talk to her mother and be there for her mother because she doesn't really want her mother to be alone with this guy.
Yeah.
Who is, by the way, sitting there with, guess what? His shirt off at the edge of the bed, rubbing on her mother. She's like, no, I'm fine. Are you sure, Ma? Now all of a sudden you want to be smart and brave.
Yeah.
And say, no, I don't want to leave. I want to be here for you. But her mother's like, no, I'll be fine. Just go ahead. I have the medicine. I'll take it, whatever.
Blink twice. Blink twice. Need help, Mom?
He's already looking. He's already looking at her the whole time. Like you see him in like the background. He's just staring at her.
Mm-hmm. Bro, like call the cops, bro.
So she goes to the door. And one last effort, Mom, are you sure? Do you need anything? I can stay here with you. She's like, no, blah, blah, blah. And before she can finish, he cuts off the mother and says, I'll take care of her.
Uh-huh.
When he blinks his eyes, he blinks a second set of eyelids.
What?
Yeah.
You only have one?
Well, human beings only have one eyelid.
Apparently Brian doesn't.
So he blinks a second set of eyelids, like one, then two.
Nah, bro. Gun. Where is it?
So then at this point, I'm like, okay, this dude isn't just a creepy dude. He's not a dude at all.
Yeah.
So basically, the movie ends up with her discovering more about like what he is and what his intentions are.
Mm-hmm.
The bad part of the movie is that, aside from what you've heard so far, is that it doesn't end well. It's one of those movies that has a bad ending. And what I mean by bad ending is like the hero doesn't win. He wins. He's been going around town. There's more than one of him.
Oh, I see.
And they all look exactly alike, except for another one might wear glasses.
That's a completely different person.
His
like
hair might
Clark
be
Kent kind of looks like Superman, but the glasses.
Like he like the other guy that they showed, that the other him, or I guess it's like a clone or whatever. He has a beard and he wears glasses, and he was like, she saw him in town and she thought it was him, but it was another him. Mm-hmm. But basically they're like kidnapping women, seducing and kidnapping women, kidnapping women.
I don't want to touch that.
Kidnapping women and well, I don't know for sure if they're kidnapping them, but they're seducing them and impregnating them so that
more of him come out.
More of him could come out. I don't know what they do with the women afterwards. All I know is they show like this. So he had like, it seems like a ship, or they never established if it was a ship or not. But he has, that's what lies below underneath the water. It's like this,
like the mothership
ship
or
build thing or whatever, where they keep the women, and they're like inside this wall, and inside the wall they're like in some case that's filled with water, and it's like a whole bunch of women.
That's weird.
Look all the water around.
Water around.
So Shiro says kid wapping.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to touch
wap?
it.
That's what I thought.
Because that's kid. That's a kid. You know, we can't be talking about no pussy when it's a kid. So
what was I gonna say? So yeah, it ends with them capturing both recap, because she does save her mother eventually, but
you can't go against an army of no shirt fishmen.
Yeah,
so.
She's like leaving the house and she's trying to get to the car, and you see them all coming up like surrounding her. They're like crawling on top of the house, and her mother's like, the last thing you see of her mother is like her mother apologized to her, like, I'm so sorry, and then she turns and then one of them jumps off the roof and then the screen goes black.
It sucks.
So the reason why he was asking, oh, you have red hair? Because he wants a ginger version of him.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that'll throw them off the scent, you know? Oh, that guy has red hair. That's not him.
The part that bothers me in the movie the most,
besides the period drinking,
is It's the
camp.
This is gonna sound weird, but maybe if I explain it correctly, maybe you can understand what I'm saying. It's the fact that I put for the brief moment that I was really engulfed in the movie, I put myself in her position at her age. I didn't put myself at my age in her position.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm this young teenager, and I know there's something wrong, abnormally wrong with this guy, but he is like,
He covered his tracks.
he is pounding my mother every night, and I can't do nothing. I cannot separate the two.
Yeah.
She is, whatever he did to her, he has got her mind wrapped.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. And that's the situation she's in, because he's like trying to figure out what to do. How do I separate this guy from my mother? Because every time I go see my mother, either the door is locked or he's there, giving it to her. You know? And that
Sounds
junk
like he
is like,
plays it more than my character's doing. Any of the
It
games
seems
that I
like
play.
you do.
yo, the junk, it made, initially it was like, okay, dad, he putting it down. But after you figure out the situation and what's going on, you like, I started to feel really, it started to bother me. It felt really bad because it's like, she's essentially a capture without being inside of a physical prison. Like, whatever he's doing to her.
Stockholm syndrome, I think it is. Or
This is way past that,
or
bro.
just like indoctrination, I guess.
that.
Speaking of Mass Effect.
It's like he's drugging her almost. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that vitamin D do that. It's a drug.
Right?
And to the point where like she's sick. I mean, she never fully recovered. She got better where it seemed like she got better.
I think that whatever he was doing was getting her sick.
Yeah.
If you're saying that they have a bunch of them underwater, maybe they were to use them and they were just leaving them in there so they never found them.
Yeah.
I would guess.
I don't know, man. That jump was messed up, man. And then the fact that it had a bad ending was even more messed up. I was like, jeez, they didn't get out.
Apparently you were shitting yourself. I forgot to lock it.
Why?
Because Brian put shitting himself under your things you did.
Okay.
Would you? You said you wouldn't recommend. You're still standing by. Don't watch this.
Nah, it's no reason to.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, then with the last two here, let's get it. Songbird.
Oh, so do you remember that movie that had the dude who plays Archie? It's a movie about COVID.
I don't know what. It's about COVID?
Yeah, it's a movie. It's called Songbird. It's a movie that's centered around COVID, and the main character is the dude who plays Archie. I forget who I don't think I know
Holy
the girl.
shit. This got terrible scores.
Yeah.
10% of the on Rotten Tomatoes and 36 from the audience.
Oh,
Good
Brian.
God.
Of Lawrence is in this. From Handmaid's
The
Tale.
one that I liked.
Yes. The
She's
actor's name
it's
is
her and
Bradley Whitford. He's in that's the
What?
guy's name. I'm sorry.
the guy. He's not of Lawrence. Of Lawrence is the one that's assigned to him.
Oh my god. Dude, what's his name?
He's Lawrence. His last name's Lawrence.
Yeah, but what's his first? Like, what was his name? In Handmaid's But him, you know who I'm talking about. It's him. Bradley Whitford's him. Peter Stormare's in it. There's some good names. But the fucking pencil.
Craig Robinson, Bradley Whitford, Peter Stormare, Alexandra Daddario.
Oh, she's not human.
Demi Moore.
I mean, she's not. Have you seen her eyes?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I can't say that, and this picture of her just is not a good picture of her.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Shyrush says it's made by Michael Bay. He literally made it to make money off the fears of the pandemic.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, Michael Bay made this movie?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. There wasn't one explosion.
Really?
No.
Here you go, Randall.
What else is Bradley Whitford playing?
His
Yeah.
name is
Handmaid's
first name is
Tale.
Joseph.
Joseph Lawrence. That's
He's
his name.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's what his name's
Yeah,
dad, by the
he
way.
plays he plays the dad,
Yeah.
Brooklyn
Yeah.
Nine-Nine. But I'm wondering what else he plays in.
He's
He's,
I think he's been in other stuff too, but it doesn't come to mind.
I'm looking
I've
through his
literally
page.
never seen.
Oh, he plays in
anyone with
Get
eyes like
Out.
that.
Yeah, he's the white dad.
That's also true. So what about the movie, man?
I thought it was interesting. I can understand why the scores were low though. It's not super captivating. It's just straight to the point. It's about COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like further along COVID. So you know how like we're at COVID-19 in the
Mhm.
movie, they're at COVID-23. And
That doesn't make any sense, but we'll go with it.
He didn't
Like-
write. He did like. He doesn't know.
I know that, like, it doesn't make any sense, but we'll go with it. COVID-23.
I mean, that sounds about right to me. You know, there's a new strand out. It's going to be called 23.
He was in
how that
Bicentennial
works.
Man. He was in Bicentennial Man apparently.
He was.
What's pissing me off right now
What's pissing you off, Brian?
is that Bicentennial Man on Rotten Tomatoes has below 50 scores. So this site is obviously trash.
I mean, everyone has their opinion, Brian.
I mean, and it
This
was
is the
still
wrong
better than
one.
Coco.
Now he's fighting you. So go ahead. COVID-23.
thank you, Anthony. So they're at COVID-23 and in the movie it's airborne. So it's not even safe to be outside.
Okay.
It's so bad that everything is literally locked down. Everything is being controlled by military.
Mm-hmm.
They have yellow bracelets for people who are immune.
Okay.
So the movie is about the guy
And they
who plays.
couldn't get a vaccine from the immune.
I guess not. They still haven't had a
Okay.
cure yet.
Okay, go
I
for it.
heard if they tried to like get some blood out, they just explode.
That's yeah. We can't have that.
So the movie is about the guy plays Archie. What is his real name?
No idea.
Well, that guy.
And I already closed the tab. It was taking
Okay.
too long to load anyway. I don't know why.
Well, him and this girl. I don't know her name. I don't remember her name either. They developed a relationship, even though they've never actually stood in the same room physically together.
Oh, okay.
But he can see her and she can see him because each apartment has like screens and stuff like that with cameras, and you can see who you're talking to.
Okay.
Whenever they deliver stuff, they put it inside a I forget what they call it, but basically it's like to check it.
Like a decontamination
Yeah, if it's
area.
contaminated. I don't know if it actually like decontaminates it or if it just tells you if it's contaminated or not.
Okay.
But I'm leaning more towards that. I think it does decontaminate it because they say that people who go outside, that it gets into their clothes. So you have to burn your clothes if you go outside before you come back in the house.
What the hell is going on?
So
How bad was COVID-22? You know what I'm saying?
What?
I said how bad was COVID-22 before we get into it. These sequels are crazy.
So the whole
So
point of
dumb. Like, it's not how it works.
I can tell he wants to explain to us how it works. So go ahead.
No, I don't want to explain how it works. It just doesn't make
I'm
any sense.
enlightened.
Like,
Go-
it's the
go for
dumbest
it.
thing ever.
That's like the third time you said it. So go for it. Let's hear it.
No.
You sure?
I just said no. Fucking continue.
So anyway, the movie is about her and her grandmother, and her grandmother ends up getting sick, and I don't know how, or actually I do know how. Everyone does tests in the morning
Okay.
to find out if you're sick or not. You do like some sort of thermal test, and it reads your
Multiple choice.
Huh? Nah, it's a
Is it
thing that
multiple?
reads your face. You put it up in front of your face, and it does like a scan of your face and your body temperature and all that stuff like that, and it can tell whether or not you are sick. So as soon as you're sick, they're like at your house the next morning or within like an hour.
It's like medical
to
and
come
cyberpunk.
pick you up. It's kind of like what's the name of the dudes in Cyberpunk that come pick you up?
Just medical, yeah.
What is it?
It's just medical. Medical comes to get you.
I thought they had a specific name.
Oh, maybe they do, but every time they've mentioned them, it's just medical.
It's like them. They come get you.
Yeah, but medical comes, but they come in like instantly.
Yeah, they do. They come soon.
Oh,
the test is like done every morning at 9 a.m. But if you're sick, they're there within like minutes.
Oh, okay.
And then they take you to a quarantine section, which
they blow your brains out.
You might as well get your brains, because the way they showed it, you remember how like what was the name of that movie? Where the dude turned into a bug at the end.
Men in Black 2.
No.
District 9.
Yes.
So you remember how District 9 looked?
Yeah.
That's how the quarantine section looks.
Oh, then you might as well get shot.
And they're separated, like they're blocked off from everybody else.
Yeah.
It is supposed to be the quarantine section, but usually if you go in there, then it's a wrap for you.
Ooh.
So her mom, it wasn't her mom. I think it was her caretaker, ends up dying. They come to get her. She has to hide. And meanwhile, the dude is trying to find a way to extract her. And the only way he can do it is by getting her an immune bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to jump through all these hoops basically to try to get the bracelet.
So she can walk.
Yeah, so she can walk, because usually if you're in the same house as the person who got sick, then they immediately say, "Oh, you're contaminated as well."
Uh-huh.
But what you find out later on is that she's also immune. She just never knew it.
Oh.
But they do find out with a pencil guy.
Uh-huh.
He is leading the people who show up to your house.
Oh, okay.
He finds out that she's immune. He's like, but it doesn't work like that, and decides to try to take her to the quarantine section anyway.
For no reason? Just to keep the movie going?
Yeah, he gives some stupid speech about how like immune people are now gods, because if you're immune, you can go anywhere in the world. You get special treatment over everybody because you can't get sick.
But that doesn't explain why you're taking them to a quarantine if they're clearly immune.
I don't know why he did it to her. He didn't go into.
It's not why he did it to him. It's Michael Bay going, we can just make another 40 minutes of this.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the movie, man. It's just him trying to get the bracelet to her before they take her into quarantine, and him, going through the different checkpoints, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
And Alexandra Daddario's scene is that she was a
alien.
Well, yeah, clearly she's that, but she was inspiring. Was she a musician, or I know she was a singer, but I'm gonna just say she was a musician. But she was promised a dream of coming to Hollywood and being famous, but then she said something like the guy that promised her kept stringing her along, and she never got what she wanted. So what she does is she goes online every day and she do song requests, and she plays songs for people, like to lift people's spirits and stuff like that. So
she's a songbird? Okay, I'm trying to figure out
the movie wasn't even about her.
Oh.
She's like a side character.
Wow.
Oh.
I honestly don't know why it was called Songbird.
I don't think Michael Bay knows either.
But yeah, that's pretty much the movie.
All right. So you don't recommend this?
No.
That's a clear. Yeah. All right.
Mm-mm.
Game of the year.
I mean, they didn't show us COVID 20 to 22. Like, why did they skip all those? I want to know about those.
That's so dumb.
They might have did it. There was a montage.
Was it a montage of the sequels?
Well, it was a montage of things getting worse.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if in the montage if they like showed, because like I said initially when I started watching the movie, it was just
background noise, yeah.
But then I started becoming more engaged in the movie, so I don't know if maybe during the montage at the beginning, maybe they showed the progression of what happened.
Okay. So Brian, how in depth do you want to go into Cyberpunk?
This man waits until it's 11:13 to ask me about Cyberpunk.
Actually, it's 11:14.
Okay. You talking about Spider-Man next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll talk about this next week then.
Okay. Randall, can you
talk
finish
about Randall
Spider-Man
shitting
by then?
himself.
You were both talking at the same time. What?
Do you think you can finish Spider-Man by next week?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Did you want to
Kelsey,
talk about
did-
shitting yourself this week or next week?
I've never done such a thing.
Kelsey, are you playing Spider-Man or no?
No.
Okay. All right, then I guess we'll do Cyberpunk for you next week. Notable releases then, because we're all out of shit to review for this week. I have some stuff in the pocket, but that's for future episodes. I didn't find anything in notable releases for this week because January is usually a slow month for movies, games, and all the other stuff. Near the end of January is when it starts to pick up for I think like music and movies. So, or sometimes games now. For some reason now they decided to do Q1 releases for New Year's. It's weird. Or I guess last quarter because I think the fiscal year starts. Anywho, that's it. What are you guys doing this week? Now that we're back in the motion here after our break, let's start with Randall since he's already looking up his schedule on his phone.
I thought he fell asleep.
He's not on Plenty of Fish.
Randall, how you doing on that Plenty of Fish profile creation?
The heck is Plenty of? Oh, that's associated.
It's a fisherman's
No.
Tinder.
Work, of course. Gym, of course. Spider-Man. I'm still on.
Oh, that's not of course.
Huh?
The other two things are of course, but that's not of course.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna be playing Spider.
I guess
I'm still on
year.
a hunt for a graphics card. What'd you say?
I guess new year, new you. If you're not saying you're praying.
Oof.
What?
He says it's new year, new you since you're not saying you're praying.
I'm on a hunt for a graphics card still.
Oh, okay.
What else? Just working on my side projects, I guess.
Did you ever finish Ed?
Nah. I was actually been working on my websites quite frequently. Trying to get
How's your
those.
streaming stuff coming along?
I got some parts for it.
Are you gonna stream your Bugatti or stream from within the Bugatti? How's that work?
This guy. If I had Bugatti money, I wouldn't get a Bugatti. It would be from outside of a garage. That's what it would be.
I just imagined him trying to jerry rig his motor to output electrical power to power his PC inside. And he has all the fucking cameras and lights like the Elgato light shit in there.
Jeez.
Oh shit. That's funny to me. Okay, well Brian, what you doing then? Brandon looks like he's done answering that question.
I don't know. I gotta figure out what days I'm gonna stream again. Wednesday for sure because that's the co-op day, and I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do Tuesday and Thursday as well or just one of those days and the weekend. I'm trying to figure out and then what I would stream on said days.
You guys should do some brainstorming and come up with a.
Who's you guys? I'm sorry.
You and Brizzle.
Okay.
Use guys.
Yeah.
And come up with a I don't know, a cool name or something catchy for when y'all do.
Brian already has it.
What is it?
On my streams, I always call it Bro Op.
Instead of co-op, it's bro op.
Okay. So maybe when y'all do those days, I could create like an animation or something for you. What? All right, forget it. Never mind.
You didn't see Brian. You didn't see Brian. That's the thing.
What did he do?
When you were talking, he did this off from the camera. He went like this.
All right, okay. Continue. Never mind.
I was talking.
Yeah, that's what we're waiting for, bro. Stupid.
Yeah, I have stuff to play. I don't know when. I don't think I'm gonna stream music at least for a while because most of last year it was like a creative, like mental wall, or like what's it called? Like
Writer's block.
yeah, like a writer's block. So I want to build that confidence in myself off stream for a bit, and then once I'm more comfortable and I got ideas flowing, I would stream it. So that
Did
would
you just
be-
say you're just a little off key?
yeah, I'll say.
Ooh, let's go. Let's go. Kelsey's on
I
point.
could
today.
make a montage video of Gal Gadot in that white dress for you.
I can't have my dick out on Twitch.
That's also true.
No, well, I wasn't talking about why you were streaming. You said that you needed some confidence and motivation.
Right, but you can stream on Pornhub.
What the? This conversation is spiraling into something else.
No, but you.
I mean, you're on Brazzers, aren't you?
I'm talking about. He said that he needed confidence and build up his confidence and motivation.
I mean, that's probably what happens when he does said thing. But when he's
I'm
at that.
merely saying that if I made him a montage of Gal Gadot, that would motivate him to make some great music. That's all I'm saying. I ain't nothing sexual.
But I'm
not
telling
gonna
you
be
is that
making
when
music, I'm just be making a mess. That's all that's gonna happen.
Oh,
that's-
okay. All right, then never mind.
But that's good Pornhub content. What do you mean you're helping him?
Not according to what he just said.
They're making a mess. People, that's a good thing to search for on the internet.
My
Man
name on
makes
my
mess.
Pornhub account is Yank King.
Yeah. So
Randall, are you on Brazzers or Bang Bus?
What?
Are
What
they
did he
both
say?
beneath you now?
are you on Brazzers or Bang Bus?
Now I've heard of Brad's, but I'm guessing Bang Bus is another website.
It's a charitable community.
Yeah. What they do is they really beat down buses, and then they use it as mobile homes for like people who don't have homes.
They also use it for fake taxis.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Randall.
Yeah, you know like Cash Cab, Randall, but there's fake taxi.
Yeah. You should look it up on your
Nah,
phone right
dude.
now.
So
Looking at-
yeah,
Put the
okay, so-
volume up.
So,
So what else, Brian? Just get
so
this
my
thing.
Mondays or Wednesdays. Mondays podcast I don't stream it. Wednesdays is bro up, I guess.
Oh, let me stop you there real quick. Are we cool with the Mondays now, or do you guys want to
Oh,
switch it to
sure.
Monday? I mean, this is a tryout run here. Hello.
Oh, for the sorry, for some reason I thought you were talking about switching the bro op to Monday, and I was like, but I thought we were switching the podcast to Monday.
I'm asking about the podcast. Are we cool with switching this? Now this is our day, or what? I like how we're discussing
I'm
this
fine
on the
with
podcast.
I'm fine with this.
Okay.
Like I just need Tuesdays open so that either Tuesdays need to be open or I'm just gonna end up showing up
Yeah.
late because
you have class.
because of
Prayer.
the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, if everyone's cool with Monday, we can just get it Monday.
I'm fine with this.
Randall,
Yeah. No.
your thoughts? You don't care. Got it. All right, cool. So Mondays is now our official live day stream for a podcast.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian.
So yeah, I have stuff that I can stream. It's just a matter of when I would stream because I still have to play fucking Demon Souls.
And
I'm
just
not
do
playing
that
that
next.
offline. Okay, but I don't know what days.
The
And then
next
what
time you
winners-
stream. That's it.
Okay, but I don't know what day I'm going to stream next.
Make a just flip a coin then.
I'm going to make the decision.
Right.
Yeah, I have stuff to do. I have Demon Souls. I bought every Dragon Age on Steam on sale, so I can do that. I have the Witcher DLCs to get through. I have just learning fighting games again. I have a bunch of I just need to decide what days and when I'm comfortable like working on music again. I can stream that as well. It's just I don't know what days. It'll probably only be like 2 or 3 weekdays because I don't before I took the big ass break. I remember doing like 4 days a week, and I was like, being on camera doing bullshit for people that many times gets like draining. So I'm trying to decide what would be the comfort spot.
Just drink more water.
So yeah, I just gotta drink more water, and then we can play some Demon Souls.
Yeah.
This fucking idiot out of my face. So yeah, it's just it's just gonna be me. It's just gonna be me trying different days, and then we'll see. But as of right
What
now, the
happened?
schedule.
Well, Randall, if you weren't on Plenty of Fish and paying attention,
What
you would
was in his
know.
face?
What?
Why he say, "Get this idiot out of my face"?
I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing at you with the fucking cake.
Oh my god! Here we go.
The cake?
Okay, so this didn't happen, but in my head it happened. So over the break, my mom made cake, right? And he tasted and he thought it was really good, so he was like all hyped that it's good. So you know where my front door is?
No, it was before he ate it.
Oh, it was before he ate it, sorry.
So she cut the cake, and we all got slices, and Randall grabbed his slice. You know he likes to do random bullshit, so he had the cake on a plate, and he started just going like doing shit like that with it, like ballerina dancing. So in my head, I said out loud, I just pictured him doing a spin and then just eating shit and just spiking the cake on the floor. and ever since I said that, Anthony's just been fucking laughing at it.
I like chuckled when he said it, and as I'm eating my cake, I fucking saw that scene happen. And fucking hell, that's funny. Okay, moving on. Kelsey,
What's up?
what are you doing this week? Fucking tearing up.
Yeah.
God, that's funny.
I don't remember what the topic was, but we had something like that happen over Thanksgiving where I was just laughing so hard that I couldn't open my eyes because I was basically just crying.
Oh, somebody probably told you there's a fourth Mass Effect game.
Actually, I think we were telling the story about how Randall dropped the Whopper on the ground.
I hope that's your password for something.
No, it's not.
It's just oops. That's what you should have
No.
named.
The password is a capital O _ capital O space what ?
Oh my lord. Okay, we're good.
Let's see. This week,
My
so
mascara's about to run.
I got a gi for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I'm
Nice.
starting that up.
It was for what?
Yeah, you gotta get it right.
Jiu-Jitsu.
He sounded like a Yakuza member.
What?
Did I do it wrong or right?
You just didn't. You didn't sound Brazilian. You sounded like a Yakuza member. Oh shit. Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, so doing BJJ on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have some stuff I have to finish up in the garage, and then maybe starting to work on the car soon.
That's what I was gonna ask you if you did something over the break over on the car.
I enclosed part of the garage over the break, so I didn't actually end up working on the car. It also started raining, and then we were still getting a bunch of water coming in from somewhere, so I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from.
Sorry, something happened on my docks. I don't know what happened. So you're enclosing the garage so water doesn't get in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the house it's a raised house, so the garage is it's just got slats all the way around.
Yeah.
And so I'm just putting up I was putting up plywood in certain places to keep water from just pouring in.
Oh, okay.
So.
Damn. Okay, well there you go. Car stream soon. Ooh.
Hopefully.
Ooh.
I want to try and get out there and even if I'm only working for like an hour on it or something, just doing something. It's just really difficult to do it when I go to the gym for 3-4 hours and I come home and I'm just
beat,
exhausted and sweaty as hell and
yeah, you are
wanting to take a shower and lay down.
No need, Papa.
So
The heck, random. Okay. So for this week, I don't remember if you said what you're going to be doing. What's up?
What you doing this week?
So for this week, we obviously got Bro Up on Wednesday, which is probably going to be Torchlight until Scott Pilgrim comes out in like 2 weeks.
It's next week.
And then tomorrow, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I could probably start Immortals, so I might see if I can start Immortals tomorrow. Phoenix Rising.
Anthony, stop starting stuff and finish Galaxy.
Oh, I do need to do that, so I should do that actually. Yeah, finish Galaxy. I think Brian said I'm almost done, right?
I don't remember where you are.
So yeah, well,
I did start God of War again. I was thinking about streaming that.
You can. Randall will watch you.
It's so pretty on the PS5.
Well,
There's like no lag whatsoever.
Why are you putting off the reason you bought the console? Why aren't you streaming the remake?
Because I want more episodes to come out.
Why are you putting off the reason you bought the console?
Okay.
I forgot to buy
Demon
Ghost
Souls.
of Tsushima.
Oh.
No, I got Demon Souls. I got when I got it, I got God of War, Bloodborne, and Demon Souls.
Oh.
And then Brian messaged me and was like, "Yo, I think Final Fantasy's still on sale. How many copies did you buy?" And I was like, "It's on sale." And so I bought it. And then I told Shannon I bought it, and she was like, "Why the fuck did you buy it again?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't own the remake." And she's like, "Oh, I thought you already had a copy." And then I told Bryant that she thought I had bought it again. And he goes, "I honestly thought you already had it too."
Yeah.
Save it for later. What was I gonna ask you? Oh, have you played Bloodborne before?
No.
Okay, so he should stream that first. He has that fresh eyes, like fresh playthrough. Fuck, I'm like a literoni. So yeah, probably Mario Galaxy tomorrow. I just gotta bring my Switch up here. Some Mario Galaxy. Hopefully I'm almost done with it because I do need to get more YouTube videos on this channel. And then Wednesday's obviously probably Torchlight with Brizzle. And then Thursday, I will see. If I finish Galaxy this week, then I'll do something else. If I don't, more Galaxy, I guess. That way I can definitely just finish playing that. And then that's it for the week. It's weird having the podcast on the first day and then just gaming the rest of the day, the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, that's it for that's it. This has been the episode 123.
All eyes on me.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week. Bye.